The following program is meant for adult audiences only. If you are easily offended, you are choosing to be offended by continuing to watch. If jokes upset you, whether bad or good, you might end up crying. Being a bitch in life is difficult, I imagine, but you must find a way to continue. For all the haters and lurkers, hope you enjoy the show. For the bigot army, enjoy the show. Don't be a pussy.
そうだ。テレビつけてもいいぞ。
冒険アニメ。
よりによって。
サイレンサー付きの拳銃だと。
ワクワク。
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call
the Grifter Zone.
Oh, you found your moo.
My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's because Jesus Christ is.
Man, I want to get drunk in a hotel room with you.
That might be taken
Crazy.
out of context.
Gay, gay, gay.
Oh. No. How is it my fault? What? The bracket gifted this and I'm immediately called an anti-Semite? Come on, dog.
Bruh.
What are these characters? Nazi furry? Hypno, why would you do this to me? Said, welcome to Goonergate. Protect your booty hole.
What's up, nerds? It's Alyssa Mercante, Kotaku senior editor, and
nobody even wants you here.
And I would take her to Chili's, maybe. You know, like, genuinely, I just want the best for her. Genuinely.
Listen, if it was consensual and you didn't hate the Jews, I'd fuck the shit out of you. I would.
What did he say? People are gonna clip that. You know that I don't.
Clip it. I know you don't. Come on. But that's the thing. Why can't we have fun?
Bruh.
That's an interesting way of putting. That makes sense.
He's jealous. Fuck yeah. He knew I was that bitch. I didn't need a man to tell him to fuck.
And Hypnotic again, member for 1 month. Thank you. Enjoy First Berserker. What's that black stuff between an elephant's toes? Slow natives. Wait.
Wild.
Yeah. On the other end of the spectrum. Yes.
Okay.
I'd say that goes out of dad into dark, but sure, yeah.
Definitely dark.
Somebody replies and it says, "This is embarrassing." And he says, "Not as embarrassing as your take on trans kids. It was not researched. It was cruel and it had no basis in facts. So forgive me if I don't take all your takes that seriously." Who's this person?
Bruh.
Look at the fucking thumbnail. God of Cock Meltdown. Oh my God, look at this. Oh man. Yeah, sure. Trans kids, for sure, man.
Right, but you're giving an opinion on an article with a headline that's inflammatory. So the fact that you're giving an opinion on what's on screen,
Did I focus on the inflammatory nature of the headline?
Well, can I assume that everything in this article you would agree with?
You shouldn't assume. It makes an ass out of yourself and me.
Okay, so that
down his timeline, you're gonna see a lot of ass and titties. Okay, me on my Twitter timeline, you ain't gonna see none of that. As a matter of fact, like I can show you, I can scroll down my entire news feed on Twitter. Why would you ruin my point? I'm trying. God damn. Why would you ruin it? I didn't do that. I don't know who this chick is. Why would you do that? I can't even edit it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Someone you love been canceled? Have you been the target of online harassment because of something you said or refused to be compelled to say by the mob? Did you mistakenly think you could be an individual, form your own opinions, and keep all of your phones?
Titty
Did your social
freakers.
credit score tanked because you had a conversation with, subscribe to, or follow someone who suffers from wrongthink? Have you been called a literal Nazi because you think taking care of one's physical health is important? Have you tried apologizing for your transgressions only to find out you actually poured gasoline on the they-them flames? Have you ever had a politically incorrect thought or, heaven forbid, made an off-color joke? Well, we here at the Office of the Cancelled are here for you. As a member of the club, we offer exclusive trading cards, flak jackets, lapel pins, access to bomb shelters, as well as audio tracks from based artists that are sure to pump you up for a day at the range and get some of that much-needed two-way therapy. Remember, folks, you're only canceled if you let yourself be canceled, and every one of those collectivist NPCs can go fuck themselves.
Eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat.
I'll wait some time because the longer we wait, like the more realistic it'll be, you know, when he comes back to life. The touch of the black man in a woke story. The God hand shining down, shining upon thee. White man as you lay down. Cis white man and couple in background. Understand the power of a black man is a God hand.
Pro-black Twitter!
I breathe life into you. One touch is not enough from greatness. One touch from the black man. Watch me do it again. Kneel and be amazed at the touch of the black man. I bring life. I bring life.
Pro-black Twitter hoes!
That's right! That's right!
Robocock, don't clip that, no!
Bruh.
Oh God, that's getting clipped.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Oh shit. I was doing so good tonight too.
I'm tired of you! Drop, retard. Robocock.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right, we are live, boys. We are live, we are live, we are live. We are going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do that, we need to bring it in close Bring it in close. Let's go. It's time to hug it out, man. It's time to hug it out. Let's hug it out right now. Everybody in the chat, look at the chat. Not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. Look at the chat again. Schizosaurus fucked it up for everybody, man. Schizosaurus just had to take out the banana. God damn it, Schizosaurus. Why? It's fine. All right, listen very closely. If you're watching on YouTube, like the stream. Let's go. Let's go. If you're watching on Rumble, like the stream. If you are watching on Twitter, like the post. And if you are watching anywhere else, well, there's just no explanation. Like the stream. It should be that simple. Can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking, man? What are we checking today? Listen, there's a lot going on, man. We got Steam news. We got a Krafton update. We got a Remedy update. All kinds of nonsense. We got Nintendo hosting a Power World ripoff video game, unironically on their eShop. What else we got to talk about, man? What else is going on today? Shout out to all you guys. Clippies United. Hey, shout out to all the Clippies in the chat. We had a good amount of Clippies in the other chat. Shout out to Angmar WK. Angmar, I cannot stop playing Achilles Legends Untold. It's such a problem. You gifted like literal crack. I can't stop playing it, man. Can't stop playing it. Shout out to you. What else? Clippy for live check? Okay, fair enough. Crunchyroll sucks check? Well, yeah, there's that. No Clippy waifu check? All right. Damon arm check? Just got a home check? YouTube's gonna die tomorrow check? Clippy for life again check? Escalation of censorship conflict check? Crunchyroll layoffs check? Did they experience layoffs? Really? Did they experience layoffs? Interesting. The holes are the goal check? That's insane. Clippy with the Clippy emoji check. Shout out to Clippy. Archangelus. Clippy will resurrect McDuggins? No, he won't. Clippy titty? That's insane. All right, guys, listen. Hold on. Tonight is check? Damn, that sucks. All right, listen. Our ESG scores are at their maximum. We are fully funded. Like the stream. Let's go. Let's do the Picket Army roll call. Let's see who is in his chat right now. Aside from former Kotaku urinalists, Black Samurais that unfortunately did exist at one point and no longer do, and people that are scared of all the Clippies in the chat. Because there might be some. Who knows? Adam Junman. What's up, Adam Junman? How you doing? Right Guy over on Rumble. Adam Junman over on Rumble. Lucky. The Madman Mars. HXC. Mr. Melancholy. Tracy. Anime Mania 500 over on Rumble. GDR. Cozy Goober. Moogle. Mr. Melancholy. Dead Star. Archangelus. Slayer Brigade. Felstaff. The Gaming Wolf 87. ARC. Dylan B. Matt Fun Cool. Ali Kusanagi with a bunch of Clippies. Lots and lots of Clippies. We got Roll Some Joint. Schizosaurus. Black Tailgate. Noah Gates with the Clippies. Old Man Cat. Pop Brain with the Clippy. I'm going to start calling out all the Clippies. We got Soul Reaper 2078. We got Valerian over on Rumble. We got Anime Mania 500 over on Rumble. King Demon Wing. Mr. Melancholy. Taurik. Yippee over on Rumble. Low KZ over on Rumble. Black Tailgate. Drag. Zelosi over on Rumble. Black Current. The Madman Mars. Dragon. Mifune Takumi. What's up? Schizosaurus. We got Ali Kusanagi. Derek Smith. We got Mike ES17. Agentic. Scooby Pop. Crash Collins over on Rumble. Romanizer. We got Luna Corgimon over on Rumble. P-Drake. What's up, P-Drake? I actually have a gifted game I got to go over that you were nice enough to give. Shout out to you. Stinrocks. The Voice in the Water. Melody Johnson. Nick Havoc. Marius. We got, I already called that out on Rumble, but that's fine. Anime Mania again. We got Mr. Melancholy. We got Guffar35. Oliver Adam with the Clippy. Blue Octopussy. We got Matt Fun Uncool. We got Frenchie 07. Old Man Cad. Fluffy Murder Machine. All right, 4 more people, boys. 4 more people. And then we're gonna get on with the show, man. We got a lot we got to go over. HXC with the Clippy. We got Luda Corgimon. Soul Reaper 2078, Winter Blacklight. Adair Soto. The Pokesphere podcast over on Rumble. We got Deku Leader. Lionheart. We got Kiata Coley. ESP Reviews. I agree. This is one of the best MMOs ever for sure. And last but not least, we got Sleeping Nova, Sony Lisette. We got Vwiss, Ron DFK, Noah Gates, Extra Hall, Akaros, LTK West, Denet Explorer over on Rumble, The Voice in the Water, Jason Alator, and Obi Dean, and Dark Exile, NT Jazz Art and Comics. All right, guys, listen, I called out as many people as I possibly could. Let's sacrifice your fellow Bigot Army member, and let's see who is going to get this massive call-out, final call-out money shot today. Who is it going to be? Who is it going to be, boys? Who is it going to be? Mr. Melancholy, as always, one of the first. Booty Hall protected with no Orochimaru, no Sneeko Chair, no Refrigerator Sasquatch, no male cheerleaders, no ravioli. Time 6, it's in the pasta. Why is it in the pasta? I don't know. Why is it in the pasta? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the fucking frog? On the frog?
Holy shit. Holy shit.
On the... Wow. That's another fast one. You know what's crazy? Normally he does times 7, but today he did times 6. If he would have did times 7, he would have hit Rune with the power of the monkey. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. Congratulations, Ghost Lob. You are the recipient of the money shot today.
What the?
Like the stream, bro. Like the stream. Like the stream. All right, guys, listen. We got a lot we got to talk about today. We got a lot we got to talk about today. Seriously, we got Steam news we got to go over. Steam is facing a DMCA problem. It's something that is affecting a lot of mod users over on Steam that we got to talk about. We also got to talk about some more unfortunate, and I hate to say this, Dragon Age the Veilguard news, because Mark Dara has continued to say things that are just so dumb. That unfortunately we got to go over it. We also got an update, a pretty big update from Krafton regarding the lawsuit that they're having against Unknown Worlds. Remember that? We also have some Remedy information. If you guys remember FBC Firebreak, well, unfortunately, everybody knows that game is not doing too well, right? That game is doing absolutely garbage. But apparently, they're going to basically, like, not reboot the game, but they're going to be trying to turn everything around as best as they possibly can. And we got some Rockstar news. We got some Power World news. We got Helldivers news, Battlefield 6 news, Blizzard news, League of Legends news, Borderlands 4. There's a lot going on today. So before we do that, we need to do not the best segment, but the number 2 best segment. And that segment is known as the retard of the day.
And here we are. The fate of the planet is in the hands of a bunch of retards I wouldn't trust with a potato gun.
So today's retard of the day is going to be none other than this person. So on the video that I made from the background NPC, you guys remember that video that I made going over her video about what's going on with Western games and why they're getting felted by Eastern games? Well, apparently this person, I guess, didn't want to watch a reaction video. I think what he was doing was he meant to click the original video. That's what I think, because every time I get comments like this on commentary videos, I find them to be very odd, right? I find them to be very odd. Like if you want to watch someone's video without the commentary, well, why don't you just go to that person's video? Like I linked the video in the description box. You could have just left my video without commenting and go clicked on her video and just watch the whole thing. But no, you chose to watch my video on the subject and then complained that I was talking during the video. So the person says, OMG, could you just let the video of her play and then comment after the fact instead of pausing it every second and minute? By the way, the video that he's asking me to do this with was a nearly, if I'm not mistaken, 20-minute video. It's a nearly 20-minute video. So you want me, you want me to just let a 20-minute fucking video play out completely without any commentary whatsoever until the very end and be like, yep, because that's not stealing content. So I responded, I'm like, no, that's why it's called a reaction. If I let the entire video play out without commentary, then that's content theft, you genius. And there you go. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the retard of the day. It's amazing. Sounds like a trap for a copyright strike. Yeah, of course. Like, these people really think that they're like 10 steps ahead. It's unbelievable. Like, oh, if I could convince him to do an entire video without any commentary for 20 plus minutes, then I could just try to get the person he's reacted to the copyright strike. Like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, it's a pretty good one. Pretty good one. All right, now it's time to do the number one segment on YouTube. It's time to do the number one segment on Rumble, the number one segment in the entire planet. This segment is known all around the world as the pre-stream legend.
Money, print money, cash, money, wealth, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money, print money, cash, money, wealth, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, super chat, money.
As salty as the sea, calling us no code names. SJW screaming, but it's money they blame. Burning with envy, they're falling flat. They can't handle the sound of a super chat.
All right. We got ourselves the pre-stream legend, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start us off with none other than Adair Soto dropping. And by the way, this happened within a half a second of each other. Adair Soto was not going to not let himself be the first one to give the membership today. He wanted to start the membership train. Shout out to Adair Soto, the absolute legend. But he dropped the membership. And then right after that, King Demon Wing, literally a half a second after that, dropped a 10 membership banger. And you already know, since he was the first one to drop the membership banger, let's do this. Shout out to King Demon Wing. Thank you so much for the 10 membership mega banger. I appreciate that, man. BioT Wolf 19 with a 5. I'm about to have a dangerous cup of coffee. Safe tea first, though. Thank you, BioT Wolf, for the 5. I appreciate you, brother. We got Dragon with a 5. I use the cursed Nexus site mods. I sure repent. Devil man running through my hands. You definitely should repent, my man. You should repent. We got Mr. Melancholy with a 149 super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Fantastically, amazingly brilliant with a 20. Hail to the King Bigot. Here's some bad dad jokes for you to enjoy. I'm like the fabric version of King Midas. Everything I touch becomes felt. Oh, man. What lies at the bottom of the sea and shakes a nervous wreck? It's rough out there. It's rough. Shout out to Fantastically Amazingly
My
Brilliant.
hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting. I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
Thank you so much for the 20. I appreciate that. Thank you. And then we got an independent courier with it too. God bless you in chat. Christmas all day for 2025. Shout out to you, man. And shout out to the Clippy profile picture. I like how everybody has different versions of Clippy profile pictures. Some of them have like different animations. Some of them have like fucking hats on and shit. Some of them have mustaches. It's kind of like all over the place. It's all over the place. Shout out to Independent Korea. Fantastically, amazingly brilliant. Also dropped a 10 membership banger. Look at it.
走り出そう鳥にさげたくだと進むから振り向かない明日は絶対もっとシャイニー自分次第深めに合い今すぐスタートボタンを押してみよう私はこんなんじゃないはず
And ironically, it has a Clippy profile picture. It says, hello there. That's hilarious. Shout out. Thank you so much for the 10 membership banger. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Misato Katsuragi with a $4.99. Why was Tupac mad at Will Smith? Because Will told him that the only bullet he missed was marrying Jada. Damn. Damn, that's rough. Holy shit. Well, the fans with a 125. Thanks for the raid earlier. Oh, no problem. Sorry I rushed out and forgot to return the favor. I bet they're all here anyway, but still, cheers. And fuck PayPal and MasterCard. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Shout out to you. Thank you so much, Will of the fans. And no worries. All good, sir. Hope you had a good stream. Angmar WK with a $4.99. Shout out, brother. Had to make up for Mind's Eye. Achilles is addictive. Very good sleeper game. Bro, Achilles Legends Untold is genuinely amazing. Like, that game surprises me so much in how good that it actually is. I'm playing the shit out of it. And it's definitely something that I'm going to try to platinum. So shout out to you, man. Thank you. Let's go over to Rumble really quick. Rumble, where we at? We got Studi Mims. Studi Mims with a 10 says President Trump taking over DC. Hollywood Films continues going down. We are going back to normal. Hail Rumble chat. You all are great people. Shout out to you, Studi Mims. And then Studi Mims also gives 1 Hypnotic membership over on Rumble. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Rumble holding it down. Holding it down. All right, that is it. We are fully caught up, guys. What an insane pre-stream legend. Thank you. As we are on the road to 426 tier 1s in a row and maybe 114 tier 2s in a row if we get lucky. We shall see. All right, let's get started with the content, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Adam Juman with $1 sneaking one in. Says PayPal has stopped allowing Valve to process payments in a few currencies. It's a Pirate Nation post. Yes, I know. I am aware. It's pretty much like the non-major markets. Whatever that reason may be, we have no idea as of right now. Anti-Federal is paying with a 5. Can we go back to when video games were the domain of nerds? Everyone thought we were weird and left us alone, and companies paid people to start controversy for marketing. Yeah, I wish gaming could go back to the days where it was a lot less mainstream. You know what I mean? Where it was a lot more of a niche kind of thing. But unfortunately, I just don't see that happening. There's just no way that's going to happen at this point. Too much money involved. There's too many companies built around it. It's just not going to happen. But I wish. Shout out to Anti-Federalist Pain. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate it. We got Talric with a 10 bagger over on YouTube. Says all those Clippies will have that point in their lives when they can be the speed bump in the road of today's anti-ownership society. Stay vigilant, Clippies. Bro, the Clippies are just all out here. They're all out here. It's amazing. Shout out to Talric. Thank you so much for the 10. I appreciate that. Group is grim with 2 months. Mainstream ruins everything. Yeah, I would agree with that. Which is why I was very against like manga becoming mainstream and like super popular. I was very against that because for me, I kind of already knew what that meant and what that was going to turn into. And once you start seeing there's a certain kind of people that once you start seeing them promote something that they damn sure never did before, you kind of already know where this is going to go and how, unfortunately, it's been corporatized, if that makes sense. So shout out to you, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, I agree. Manga and anime shouldn't have become mainstream. I agree, but it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, we are fully caught up everywhere. Thank you guys so much again for the insane pre-stream support. Let's get into the fast topics, and then we're going to get to the main topics. We're making some really good time today, so shout out to you guys. Let's fucking do this. I'll read all the other super chats that come in after the fast topics are done. First things up, we got Borderlands 4. Borderlands 4 marketing their game in a way that hasn't worked since Borderlands 2. I don't understand why Borderlands continues to market their games like this. I don't understand who the fuck really cares about this. I feel like after a couple of hundred different variations of weapons, everything else is kind of just meaningless at this point. But I understand it's a looter shooter, and they're trying to attract the loot horror kind of people, the Diablo style players. But they're trying to advertise that Borderlands 4 is going to feature 30 billion guns in the game, and that they're totally serious about it. Everyone knows that Borderlands is a series famed for insane gun-toting action, explosive sequences. That has become increasingly true with each iteration. But the number, again, the most recent numbered release in the series boasted 87 bazillion guns. The number has been refined going into Borderlands 4 by the game's art director, Adam May. He has claimed that his highly anticipated title will include 30 billion possible guns. 30 billion possible guns. Borderlands becomes increasingly insane with each new release, but Borderlands 4 is heading to new heights with a new band of Vault Hunters, a seamless open world, and 30 billion guns. I don't see the fucking point. I just don't, to be honest with you. Who cares? What the fuck? What's next? 50 billion guns? Great. That's 20 billions more that I'm not going to use. All right, that's kind of how I see it personally. I would rather, instead of giving me 30 billion guns, how about you give me 29 billion less than that and really refine the guns and make them interesting so that I would actually want to experiment with all of them instead of just, going straight for one particular gun style. I don't know. Me personally, I just don't like this level of advertising, but they do it with every single Borderlands. Every single Borderlands they do this with. But it is what it is. I just wanted to share it with you. Also, if you are a League of Legends player, if there anybody in here is a League of Legends player, we got some news for you. So League of Legends is apparently getting new WSAD control scheme 15 years after the game came out. It has been more than 15 years since League of Legends hit the market, fast becoming the number one MOBA and the world's leading competitive game. It might seem bizarre to some, but after all this time, Riot Games is preparing to introduce a new WASD-based control scheme after more than a decade and a half of using point-and-click operating model. This is going to change League big time. This is going to change League big time. There's a lot of people that have been asking for this. I remember when I was playing League of Legends and thinking to myself, damn, I wish I could control my character with WSAD. I think that would be insane. That would be, it would be fucking night and day. I wonder how this is going to change the game, especially from a competitive level, because everybody has been on the same control scheme, since the start of the game. Everybody's been point and click since the start of the game. So at this point, then, if you change it up, now you got two different control schemes. They get to battle against each other. One is going to inevitably be better than the other. And then you're going to have a league of constantly nerfing and buffing things to try to, you know what I mean? I don't know how this is going to work. I feel like if you're going to keep the game competitive and not have to deal with bullshit, you should keep one singular control scheme and have everybody learn how to play the game with that control scheme. Sure, even if people were asking for it, at the end of the day, you are the most popular or one of the most popular competitive games out there. You don't exactly need to add this, You don't exactly need to add this. Plus, you're talking about 15 years this game has been out. That means that people have been used to this particular combat style for 15 fucking years. Do you think you're going to be able to untrain their brains to WSAD? I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like an odd choice to me. What is WSAD? Okay, so WSAD is basically the main movement controls for most video games on keyboard. So if you look at your keyboard, you're going to see WSAD on the left side of your keyboard, and that is what 99.9% of video games that are not point and click utilize for movement on keyboard and mouse. But that's what it means. So this is why some of the gaming keyboards have highlighted WSAD keys. This is why some of them have friction keys that you can install for those particular 4 keys. It's because those are the movement keys for most video games anyway. So But this news was dropped in a recent update from Riot Games that included information about the future of the game. It was pointed out that this WSAD control scheme will be introduced first in testing. Yeah, I just don't see how this is going to, do anything. We found that a lot of new or returning players are struggling with League's controls early on. Click to move just isn't the sort of control scheme they're used to, and it puts a lot of people off, including many that we believe would otherwise really love the game. So what it comes down to is money. What it comes down to is them saying that they are basically doing this for money. They're trying to not scare off people that are just really shitty at point and click. That's really it. They're trying to not scare off people who are scared of point and click. I don't know if I believe it 100%, to be honest with you, but I do think that money is I guess you could say, number one factor. They're just trying to make it something where people won't quit the game because they don't know how to play the controls. So we're introducing WSAD as an alternate control scheme to help get new players to the fun parts of the league faster with less frictions. So if it's an alternate control scheme, can you not utilize it throughout the entire game, or can you utilize it throughout the entire game? But is it with the understanding that you will eventually have to play point and click? Like, will you allow WSAD in ranked? That's what I wonder. Would they allow WSAD in ranked? Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. Do you think they're going to allow this new control scheme in ranked gameplay? I'm not 100% sure if I believe that they will. I could see it in casual gameplay. I could see it in like ARAM. I could see it in non-ranked video games. You're still going to need to use your mouse anyway. Yeah, but dude, okay, so mouse destruction. Ironically, your name, it's hilarious. Mouse destruction. Here's the thing, bro. So there is a massive fucking difference, right? There is a massive difference between utilizing your mouse to just aim and utilizing your mouse to move and aim at the same time. There is a massive difference to that, right? Like me personally, I'm telling you right now, I know how to use point and click. I've played League of Legends. I've played MOBAs. I know how to do it. But I will admit 100% that I would be infinitely faster if I was able to control my movement with WSAD and use my mouse just for aiming. I would be like, it wouldn't even be fucking close. It would not even, like, it would be night and day. You know what I mean? So like for me, this is why I wonder if they are going to allow this in ranked gameplay, because this is going to give such a large advantage to certain people. And I feel like the pros are going to just decimate other people with this scheme. I feel like any of the pros that were good before are going to be like fucking godlike now, even though they're already, you know what I mean? Even though they're already godlike, I feel like they would be godlike now. It's going to be insane. But I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens with this change. I got to be honest with you. This change got me curious. I might go back to League. I might go back to League. I view this, you know how I view this? I'll tell it to you like this. I view this as something that's so unfair to strictly point and click. Do I think that point and click, a really good player, point and click, would always win? Yeah, sure. But I think if you're comparing two godlike players and one is using WSAD for movement and one is using point and click, I think the WSAD will absolutely win. That's me personally. I view it similar to PC gamers versus console players in first-person shooters, where like you could have a really good console player, like a fucking banger console player, but if you put them up against like a godlike PC player using keyboard and mouse, there's no way. There's absolutely no way that they're going to be anywhere near as quick. There's just no way. You know, so I guess we'll see. Yeah, I agree with this too. I mean, you do already have to do a lot with the keyboard. True. Your skills are based off of that. Absolutely. So maybe, but considering your skills are 1, 2, 3, 4, and then like other shit, I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be more than fine, because again, it's no different than using WSAD with anything else. Any other game you play Diablo, you're using it's all the same shit. All the same shit. Do I think this will affect how? No, I don't think so. Faker plays? No, I don't think so. Yeah, no, I agree. WSAD makes this infinitely easier. I agree, 100%. So we'll see how this plays out. But yeah, I might check this out just to see how different it feels. because I can almost guarantee it'll be completely different. Okay, moving on. We got Blizzard story and franchise developers. Do you guys remember I did a story not that long ago, to be honest with you, where we were talking about unions in gaming studios and how they're becoming more and more prevalent because of all the layoffs in 2024 and 2025? Well, now that has come for Blizzard, apparently, because the story and franchise developers over at Blizzard have officially voted to unionize, which I find very interesting. Another union is forming at Blizzard as developers from the company's story and franchise development team have voted in favor of union representation. Announced via the Communication Workers of America website, the vote came either by signing a union authorization card or indicating that they wanted union representation via an online portal. So for me, like I said, when we first covered this, I think that this is inevitable. I think this is what they view as the only way to protect their jobs from being held, like from making themselves held accountable for their jobs. I think they are thinking that unions are going to save them from being fired for doing bad work because of all the layoffs that have happened over the last year or two. It's been insane. It's been insane. It's been well over 40,000 layoffs within 2 years. So I think that these developers are thinking unions will save them. All workers will be members of CWA Local 9510 in Orange County, California, with Microsoft already recognizing their union. The union will cover those who work on Blizzard's in-house cinematics, animation, and narrative team, who create game trailers, promotional videos, in-game cutscenes, and other narrative content for Blizzard franchises. It becomes the first group of its kind to form a union in the North American game industry. So, again, I think this is absolutely going to be the future. I think it's only a matter of time before other studios are going to be doing the same thing as well. With a union, we're able to preserve what makes this place special. Yeah, I don't know about that. Secure real transparency in how decisions are made and make sure policies are applied fairly to everyone. After more than a decade working at Blizzard, I've seen all the highs and lows. For years, Blizzard has been a place where people could build their careers and stay for decades, but that stability has been fading. Well, that's because your skill has been fading. It's like it's as simple as that. It's because your skill has been fading. Your ability to do what you're supposed to be doing has been fading. And if you guys are not putting up content that people want to buy, well, I mean that, yeah, your stability kind of goes out the window at that point. But in any case, this is going to be the start of a trend, and I do see this continuing forward. The new union joins the nearly 3,000 workers at Microsoft-owned studios who have organized with CWA to build better standards across video game industry. This is really affecting Microsoft the most, by the way. Which again, I'm not surprised. Unions, unions make employees more lazy. I've had my opinions on unions. I understand people like them. Some people hate them. Me personally, I do feel like they unfortunately house a lot of people under the guise of protection that are otherwise very lazy and let everything kind of go just because they know they're part of the union, and it's very hard to fire them after that. So for me personally, I don't like unions too much, especially when it comes to a performative job. Something like this where your performance means a lot. Hold on, I got your water. Like, if your performance means a lot with this particular job that you're doing, then I feel like you shouldn't have a union, right? Like, when it comes to a sales job, for example, do you feel like a sales job should have unions? I don't think so. I don't think sales jobs should have unions, right? Because as a sales job, I don't want to be forced to have to keep someone who fucking sucks at the job and can't make sales. That's just me. Now, maybe there are some sales jobs that could have a union, but for me, I really feel like a union in a sales job where your performance is everything. I don't feel like I just don't. But again, it all depends. It all depends on the job, right? I think that these guys who are out there busting their ass every day, fucking doing construction and everything like that, I think they absolutely deserve unions, because otherwise these companies will slave them to no fucking end and will try to come up with every excuse why they can't take breaks or all that shit. You know what I mean? So it all depends. It all depends. It depends on the job. It depends on the scenario. But yeah, it all depends. But in terms of the gaming industry, it's only a matter of time before it continues on. into other studios. It's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. Okay, we got Battlefield 6. The Battlefield 6 news. So Battlefield 6, this is interesting because people, you know, there's a lot of pros and cons right now to Battlefield 6. People are talking about all kinds of shit. A lot of people are talking about the viral cheater, whatever. Battlefield 6 matchmaking apparently does not prioritize skill matchmaking, where I think a lot of people thought that it did, right? So it says Battlefield 6 developers have stated that matchmaking considers skill as a factor, but it doesn't prioritize it. Battlefield 6 open beta is the only thing players have been talking about recently after we got to see a spectacular show over the past weekend. As we gear up for the new map and modes for Battlefield 6 open beta weekend 2, new details about the game's matchmaking system have been revealed. Spotted by Games Radar, the lead producer for Battlefield, David Serlin, was recently asked whether any form of skill-based matchmaking kicks in during Battlefield 6 server matchups. Serlin clarified, stating that Battlefield 6 open beta matchmaking prioritize all elements they expect for launch, and they remain the same as in the previous title. The biggest priority for Battlefield 6 matchmaking is ping and time to game. Serlin explains that skill is a factor in all Battlefield 6 matchmaking. However, it is far down the list. The lead producer added that the game's large mode requires a spread of skill to work well. The sandbox needs players to have different types of skill sets to function well, which is also why the matchmaker team balances to make the teams even as part of that progress. So this whole thing has really this started a conversation over whether or not the game should have skill-based matchmaking. I understand that with a massive scale like Battlefield, where you have that many players in one map at any given time, it's not like Call of Duty, right? Where in Call of Duty, you got a small amount of people fighting each other, usually in team deathmatch or regular deathmatch, and it's all about the player, an individual player. With Battlefield 6, it has always been about the team and team play. So for them to be strict in terms of skill-based matchmaking, I don't see how they will be able to get away with that on a large scale, without making some sacrifices here and there. So, and I really feel like when it comes to skill-based matchmaking, you should probably prioritize that when you're playing, modes that matter, right? Maybe something that's a little bit more competitive, maybe ranked or anything like that. You should focus more on skill-based matchmaking in those kind of modes. But in casual play or regular modes or whatever, I really feel like that should be on the bottom of the list. So we shall see. ABF says skill-based matchmaking is great for competitive modes, but not for regular. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Literally what I said before. I agree 100%. 100%. So a lot of people were asking me if I was going to jump on Battlefield 6, and I keep telling people I don't play betas, with especially with the games that I intend to play a lot when they release. But I think that I will probably try to join the open beta for the second round, just because the amount of people that are asking me about it is insane. And at this point, I think I might, dip my feet in there, maybe play for a couple of rounds or two. We'll see. But I'm not going to play the thing hardcore because I don't want to get tired of it. I don't want it to lose its luster until the game comes out. So we'll see if I end up doing that. But to be honest with you, I got so much shit I'm doing in terms of video games review. I'm one stream away from finishing Mafia: The Old Country. So I got so much stuff I got to do. So we'll see. So if Kata invited you, Hypno, will you say no? For the first one, I would have, but my mind is slowly being changed. So maybe I'll play. Who knows? We'll see. We shall see. But to be fair, I don't want to play with someone that's shorter than, the gun. But anyway, Helldivers news. We got Helldivers news. I'm just kidding. I would play with Kata. I'm just fucking around. So if you guys missed this, Helldivers 2 trailer apparently contains Halo 3 original soundtrack teaser. Now, a lot of people saw this particular clip, and at the end of the trailer, they actually play the Halo soundtrack. Now, keep in mind, this should be obvious because they've been teasing the Halo collaboration for a while now. And I know some people are very interested in checking this out when it drops, but they do in fact do it. I think I can play it. I don't think that it's going to be copyright struck. So let me see.
Rated M for mature.
We'll play this right now. Here we go.
Here comes the
immediately, nope. Here comes the nope. Fucking Call of Duty, not Call of Duty, POD, man. These motherfuckers. Had to put POD music into it. Seriously. God damn, man. I love POD, by the way. Fucking amazing band. I'm just gonna skip to the end. I'm gonna skip to the end right here, where they showcase the Halo shit. Here we go. Let's play this. Exactly. Here comes the DMCA. Yeah, fuck that. And that's it. That's a teaser. So again, curious, right? I haven't played Helldivers 2 since the whole debacle of them wanting you to sign up for PlayStation Network. I have never gone back. Obviously, I have the game. I played it at release. I thought it was pretty okay, but I haven't gone back. And this is not going to make me go back personally, but I still report on it anyway because I know there's people out there that watch me that do play Helldivers, and you know, any kind of news that I could share with you guys, I think it's important. So check that out. Let me know how it goes when you guys when it eventually drops. Okay, next bit of news. Again, we're going through all the fast topics right now. We're making amazing time. Shout out to you guys. This one is so hilarious, bro. This one is so hilarious. It is beyond ironic and stupid. Okay. So Power World lookalike appears on Nintendo Store. Does anybody find that headline unbelievably ironic? Because I know I do. A game there bears a striking resemblance to Pocket Pair's popular survival crafting title, Power World, has been spotted on the Nintendo Store. For those unaware, Pocket Pair is already fighting a patent infringement lawsuit from Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, with Nintendo alleging that Power World has infringed on 3 of their patents. Interestingly, now a game that feels like a lookalike of Power World is available for purchase on the Nintendo Store. Spotted by Games Radar, a new listing for Palin has appeared on the Nintendo Store, and from the outset, players will notice many similarities to Power World. If Powland wasn't a big giveaway already, so the game is called Powland. Instead of Power World, it's called Powland. Come on, bro. The key art in gameplay and screenshots feature a similar red-haired woman we have seen in Power World screenshots, with different types of creatures. However, the art style of the 2 games is slightly different. Coming to the description, here's where players will see more similarities between Powland and Power World. The description states that Powland features a world with captivating survival, building, and exploration, where players choose how to gather resources, expand your shelter, and deal with wild creatures that can be both threats and valuable sources of power. Powland has been priced at $10, $3.99 on discount until August 14th. Yeah, because they want to sell and get out. They want to sell and get the fuck out. And is available as a digital game for the Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. Boggysoft has published a game, and it was released on July 31st, 2025. So, does anybody fucking find this to be unbelievably ironic? I surely can't be the only one, right? Sure, graphically speaking, this thing looks a little bit different. But, bro, this is like a game clearly trying to copy Power World, and Nintendo is hosting it on their e-store. I find that to be unbelievably ironic. Like, you guys went so hard against Power World, but that's because Power World made so much money. But this game, it's like, yeah, exactly. It's like a copy of a copy, right? If you're going to call Power World a copy, surely you would call this game a copy. I don't understand. Boggysoft, I wonder if they're Chinese. I'm going to look that up right now. Boggysoft, are they Chinese? Independent game studio creating games with tons of extreme humor and meaningful adventures. What kind of fucking games have they made before? What is this shit? I'm trying to see if they're Chinese, but it's like not letting me find out. Hold on. Where is Boggysoft located? What kind of name is Boggysoft anyway? Boggysoft. That's weird. Information on the location of the game publisher Boggysoft, including its physical address, is not available. What the fuck? Isn't that a little bit weird? It's a little bit weird. Let's see. Game companies, Boggy Soft. Shit, I can't find anything, bro. I can't find anything on this. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna look into that. That's a little bit suspicious. A little bit suspicious. But anyway, I just found this to be highly ironic, so I wanted to share it with you because Nintendo making such a big deal over Power World and then letting this go on their platform, I feel like deserves to be laughed at because it's fucking stupid. It's absolutely dumb. People are saying Chinese, Spain. Somebody said Spain in the chat, so I mean, we're all over. Put Madam Savvy on it. Done. I'm going to do it right now. Madam Savvy, I'm going to message her. I'm going to message her and be like, hey, I got a job for you. I got a job for you. Okay. Here is something that I'm going to be highly passionate about because, as you guys may or may not be aware, Max Payne is one of my favorite video game series of all time. Okay? Max Payne is one of my favorite video games series of all time. 1 and 2 are just unbelievable. Okay? To the point where, you know, they would be considered problematic for most modern day studios. They wouldn't even want to touch it the right way. So we've known for a long time that Max Payne 1 and 2 was getting remade. We've known this for a long, long time, okay? We've known this for, I would say, probably over a year. I think it's been that long. So we have a headline here that's been talking about this. 3 was awesome as well. I liked 3, but I preferred 1 and 2 personally. So we have a bit of news where Rockstar Games apparently is working closely with Remedy Entertainment on the Max Payne 1 and 2 remake. Now, for me, you know, if this was, 10 years ago, maybe I would be like, "Ooh, that's a good thing," right? That's a good thing. But I don't know if that's the case now. The reason why is because Rockstar of today has already censored their Grand Theft Auto series, right? Not only that, they've openly said they're going to be toning down the jokes in Grand Theft Auto 6 against certain, identities or whatever, or just in general. So if Rockstar is being heavily censorious with one of their, if not their greatest title, I really got to worry about a remake of Max Payne 1 and 2. Because everybody knows, especially the first game especially has shown a lot of imagery that some people would find to be problematic in today's world, sadly, right? Even everybody remembers the opening scene, right? Where he bursts into his house. He runs upstairs to find, his baby fucking killed in the crib and shit. I feel like something like that is going to happen like off screen now. They're gonna censor that. They're not gonna show it like they showed it in the first game. There's gonna be a lot of shit that I feel like this game is going to censor, and it sucks because I look at this and I'm like, bro, I don't want them to do this to Max Payne. I really don't. The idea of a modern day Max Payne, if it were to stay exactly the same, just have better graphics, that would be amazing, right? That would be amazing. But we all know that's not going to happen. No matter how much, no matter how much we may like Max Payne, we all know it's not going to happen. Okay. And then on top of that, you have Remedy. You have Remedy involved in it too. We all saw what they did with Alan Wake 2. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I saw this headline. I'm like, fucking A, bro. Just don't. This is why I don't want these remakes, bro. I don't want them. I don't want them. And I understand, baby, I'm in the minority, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But I don't know. People would say, well, who cares? It's not gonna, you could just go play the original. You're fucking right, I will. You're absolutely right that I will. But then, unfortunately, I have to feast my eyes, especially since I cover content like this. I have to feast my fucking eyes on a remake and find out what they decided to do with it, censored and all. Chances are people are going to want me to review it, so I can't even ignore it anyway. It just fucking sucks, man. It really sucks. I wish they would just remake games and not do that shit. Just do a modern graphical upgrade. Maybe you could add a couple of new gameplay elements that will help smooth line the process. But when it comes to the story, especially dark stories like Max Payne, and we all know how dark Max Payne's story is, nobody wants to see that shit censored. Nobody, except for activists. They're the only ones that want to see it censored. Otherwise, nobody wants to see it censored. Max Payne 3 was awesome, bro. So, okay, here's my thing about Max Payne 3. You want to know why I didn't like Max Payne 3 as much as Max Payne 1 and 2? The reason why I didn't like it, and this is going to sound probably really petty, I didn't like it because whoever designed the cutscenes for that game, I think that when they made the cutscenes for that game, they must have just discovered the broken TV filter. And this motherfucker, like whoever designed the cutscenes for Max Payne 3, this motherfucker put in broken TV, like fizzling effects on every fucking cutscene. It was making me sick, bro. I'm like, who designed this? Who the fuck did you just discover this? Did you just figure out that this is a thing? Every fucking cutscene, you got this shit spazzing out. You got it spazzing the fuck out. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, are you okay? Do you want me to have a seizure? Like, what's going on here? I mean, on top of that, too, the story was like not that great. I gotta be honest with you. The story was not that great. Like the cutscene thing, that's just me being nitpicky, and it was so annoying. But the story was not that great either. I feel like 1 and 2 was really in its prime. Like really in its prime, right? So, but yeah, that fucking bro, that whoever made those cutscenes, I still to this day don't know who designed them. But it was like, bro, did you just realize that you could do this? You just you realized you could do this now, and now you got this shit playing on like 10-minute long cutscenes, and you're spazzing out over and over and over. So gay. So gay. But anyway, that's besides the point. Aside from that, you know, Max Payne 1 and 2 were the GOAT by far. I like the first one the best because I think the story was the best. I feel like it was pretty straightforward, and you get rewarded for the story the best. But Max Payne 2 is really good too. I like Max Payne 2 also with Mona and whatnot. So it's all good. But yeah, in terms of remaking it, I am not excited whatsoever in the slightest. And now that I know Rockstar is heavily involved, yes, 10 years ago, I would have been like, that's great. But now that I know what Rockstar has been doing and what they're capable of, I don't really see this. I don't see this going in the way that's going to make people happy. You know, at least not OG fans. It might make people happy who never played the originals, and I think that's what they're going for. Personally, I think that's what they're going for. They're going to try to make people who never played the games happy. They're going to try to make people who only know of Max Payne because of like other Remedy titles that feature Sam Lake and whatnot, and then people Google and they research who he is and stuff. Like they're going to try to make those people happy. They don't give a fuck about the OG players. They don't care. They do not care. Okay, we got 1 or 2 more fast topics. Let me see. We got 2 more fast topics. Okay, guys, can anybody explain this to me? Can anybody explain this headline to me, please? I'm gonna take a drink. Let me know in the chat. Yeah, no, I know they don't have the OG developers. I get that, but don't get it twisted. If they wanted to remake the same game with better graphics, they absolutely could. They're just choosing not to. Okay. So, I saw this headline, and I gotta tell you, this shit is odd. Is that a food group? Yeah. Yes, it is. Okay, so we're just gonna read it, and then maybe we can like get an understanding as to what's going on. Okay. So Sarah Bond, if you guys don't remember who Sarah Bond is this woman, right, who is one of the executives over at Xbox. Okay. She's fairly high up there. Sarah Bond is apparently bringing Xbox expertise to Tyson Foods by joining the board of directors. Now, I don't know what kind of expertise somebody who works at Xbox can bring to a company that makes food, unless they're talking from a technological standpoint. But I just have a little bit of trouble understanding as to what the fuck is going on here. Sarah Bond, the president of Xbox since 2023, has revealed a new appointment on the board of directors at Tyson Foods. The curveball placement was uncovered in a press release from Tyson Foods, a company with Arkansas origins dating back to 1931. Under the Tyson banner sit the likes of Bosco's, State Fair, Jimmy Dean, and Reuben. This doesn't mean that Sarah Bond is relocating from under a tech titan to work at a food-focused conglomerate. She has joined the board as an independent director, which is a similar position she already holds at other corporations and companies. In a press release celebrating the appointment of Sarah Bond to the board of directors at Tyson Foods, the firm wrote the following. Sarah is dynamic and passionate, with proven management strength, and her energy and personality are a wonderful fit for our culture. As our management team, members of the board, and the Tyson family got to know Sarah, we immediately felt that she would be a tremendous addition to Tyson Foods. How? Does anybody have a fucking answer for that? How? How is it that you are talking to a woman who is the president of Xbox and you're thinking to yourself, she is going to be great for my company that sells chicken? Does anybody see the jokes? Does anybody see the jokes? The jokes write themselves, bro. The jokes write themselves. What are you going to have? Xbox chicken nuggets? What the fuck is going on here? How does that even work? How does any of that work? None of this makes sense. What are you going to have? Master Chief burgers? Master Chief chicken patties? The Spartan patties? The fuck is that? Doesn't make any sense. Bro, the jokes literally write themselves. But in any case, let's continue reading it. We are confident that her unique expertise will help us continue to grow and serve our customers, our team members, and our shareholders. Now let's read her response. Tyson Foods is a world-class food company with iconic brands, and I am delighted to join the board and support the company as it continues to execute its long-term growth strategy with customers and consumers. Bro, how? How are you going to help them grow their brand? You are working for a tech company. You are working for a tech company. How is it that you are now suddenly going to chicken? Now, keep in mind, this obviously goes pretty deep, right? If you were to follow the money, if you were to follow all of this, you're going to realize, you might even have some Bill Gates ties to this shit. He owns a lot of farmland. I'm sure Tyson is involved with that at some extent, amongst many other companies. I'm sure it goes a lot deeper than just, this random woman joins Tyson Foods, even though she has no experience in that. But at the end of the day, none of this makes sense. It's all literally fucking weird. Taking a glance at Bond's LinkedIn profile, you could see that she also is on the board of the USC School of Cinematic Arts and the Entertainment Software Association. That's fine. That's fine. That makes sense. That makes sense for her to be on a school board of cinematic arts and entertainment software. Yes. Nothing wrong with that. In a report from Pure Xbox, it was also noted that Bond is on the board of Zerwa, a subscription management platform. Fine. Nothing wrong with that. When I looked up Tyson Foods, I found that the company provides extensive volumes of meat and ingredients to fast food chains like KFC, Taco Bell, McDonald's, and Burger King, and that the Titan boasts more than 120 food processing plants. That's one hell of a global reach, and none of that's got to do with technology or gaming. None of that has to do with anything like that. Who rated us? Somebody rated us? The Scooby Pub says we got rated. Who rated us? It's not showing me. Who rated us? It's not showing me right now. I can't see the rate. Gotta buy each nugget, bro. Adam reveal, bro. Come on. It's only a matter of time before we get Xbox nuggets. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna get Xbox nuggets, guaranteed. Bill Gates rated us. Oh, nice, nice. There we go. Oh, did we get rated on Rumble? Was it Rumble that rated us? I have Rumble scrolled up because I don't want to lose the super chats. So that's why I can't see if Rumble rated us. I'm sorry. Unfortunately. Bill Gates rated us. Oh shit. Nice. Tyson rated. We got rated by Tyson. Oh, okay. Oh, Leon rated us. Shout out to Leon. That son of a bitch. Shout out to Leon. Thank you so much for rating us, man. Why didn't it tell me that you guys rated me? What the fuck? That's so weird. It didn't tell me. I looked at the chat. It didn't tell me at all. That's weird. Shout out to Leon. I appreciate it. And tinfoil. What is it? Hatters? Shout out to you. He snuck it in. Yeah, he tends to sneak it in. Ice rated Titan. That's Tyson. That's crazy. So anyway, let's move on. But this story just blew my mind. I was just like, just no way. Like, what the fuck? Literally none of this makes sense. And people are going to scream DEI and all that shit. But to be honest with you, I think it's way worse than that shit. I really do. I think it's way worse than that. Okay. So we got a couple of main topics. But to be honest with you, we're only going to get to do 3. So I'm going to shift over one of the main topics and we're going to make it a fast topics. We're going to make it Hypnotic got rated by ICE and didn't even notice. What are you talking about, bro? It's okay. If they come for me, it's all good. I'm a legal citizen. Speaking of, look at this shit. So ARKANE employees. Okay. This is a story that I was going to do as a main topic, but I'm only going to share it as a fast topic. So that way we can just get through it quickly and then go to the main topics. So ARKANE employees are apparently fighting against Microsoft. And the reason why they're fighting against Microsoft is because, well, they're completely taken over by, politics at this point. It's so sad when these studios can't let their politics go and they're willing to go to the point where they're going to fight the richest company in the world over their politics. But apparently ARKANE employees are demanding Microsoft to sever ties with the Israeli military. We don't want to be part of this sinister project for Gaza. So they are completely and utterly just trying to sever all ties based on this political belief. And again, I don't give a fuck what you politically believe. It's got nothing to do with video games. It's got nothing to do with any of this. Members of the STJV union at ARKANE have published an open letter calling for immediate termination of the company's contracts with the IDF. Now, if you guys were unaware, Microsoft has had contracts with them for a little while now. I want to find the letter. So the ARKANE letter addressed, holy shit, ABF, bro. I'm gonna call that out in a second. Just give me 2 seconds. The ARKANE letter addressed the studio leadership as well as the heads of ZeniMax, Microsoft Gaming, and the overall Microsoft group. References both the BDS boycott, divestment sanctions movements, call for a boycott of Xbox products, and the No Azure for the ARPATHID petition that has been signed by more than 2,000 employees. Bro, come on, man. Come on, man. And keep in mind, guys, they've tried to do this before. This is not the first time they've gone after Microsoft for their involvement with the Israeli military. They tried to do this a couple of months ago, and they failed miserably. But they're obviously not going to stop. The union's not going to stop. And this is a union, right? We literally just talked about unions, not even just earlier before. Right? We were just talking about how unions are going to slowly but surely take over the gaming industry and how every studio is going to be represented by one. What is wait, hold on. What is ARKANE? So ARKANE Studios, I actually really like ARKANE Studios, ironically. At least what they used to make, not so much what they made now. But ARKANE Studios is the ones who are behind Dishonored. If you guys, and like Deathloop, I didn't really like Deathloop. I thought Deathloop was like kind of trash. But they're behind games like Dishonored. They made Redfall. Everybody knows how bad Redfall is. They made Prey, which I think Prey was like okay. I think Prey was an okay game. Actually, let me bring up their website. Maybe that'll help. Let me bring up their website really quick so that you can check that out. So apparently they're making the Marvel Blade video game. They made Redfall, Deathloop. Redfall and Deathloop, nah, not for me. Pretty damn fucking trash, to be honest with you. I put the ears on because we're at tier 2. I'm gonna cover all that, guys. Don't worry, I got you. ABF, you're insane, bro. I fucking love you, bro. Thank you so much. I'm gonna give you your proper thanks in a second. So we got Prey, obviously, which I thought I liked Prey. Prey was pretty good. It wasn't like the greatest in my opinion, but it was pretty good. I never played like the DLC for it though. Moon Crash. I never played that, but I played the OG. All the Dishonored I played. I thought Dishonored is amazing, obviously. So this is what ARKANE Studios is for. And keep in mind, these are the people who are making your Marvel Blade video game. Okay? So these people are out here fucking fighting against Microsoft to stop supporting the Israeli fucking government. Where's the Blade game, bro? Where's the Blade game? You making a Blade game? You working on that? You know what I mean? So, any case, let's go back to this really quick. These are the people that are in charge of your Marvel Blade game. And I feel so I don't know. Does anybody else feel really bad about Blade? Like, what the fuck is with Blade? Why does nobody treat Blade properly? This is like one of the most famous black characters, original black characters. And all of these activists are fucking up Blade. You got the people who are in charge of the movie fucking it up. It's like the easiest thing to do. And then you got the people who are behind the video game potentially fucking it up. It's like, why is it that you guys don't know what to do with Blade? Blade should be the easiest fucking story to tell. Easiest story to tell. Easiest video game to make. Easiest movie to make. You guys are fucking it up. The fuck is wrong with you? Blade's fucking awesome. How can you fuck up Blade like this? But I just noticed that when it comes to the conversation about Blade, none of these fucking activists know what to do with him. And it's in my opinion that the reason why is because when you give these activists an actual, real, diverse, original story, they don't know what to do with it. The reason why they don't know what to do with it is because they're trying to look at the game and figure out how can they wokeify it. But they can't. The main character's black. So every time they try to figure out how they could do it, they fuck it up. They fuck it up. It's like you should not fuck up Blade. Easiest fucking game. I'm telling you, it is literally the easiest game to play. Holy shit, Hayden Wayne's in here too. Oh my God, bro. This is crazy. I'm going to call you guys out. Just give me a second. I'm sorry. This was supposed to be a fast topic, but I love Blade, man. I'm so sick and tired of these people fucking up Blade. But anyway, ARKANE Studios STJV section joins BDS and the No Azure for the opposite in their demands for Microsoft to stop supporting the Israeli regime. We think that Microsoft has no place being an accomplice of a genocide. And as Microsoft employees, we don't want to be part of the sinister project for Gaza. So fucking quit. Quit. Leave. Bye-bye. Go to Israel. I really don't know what to tell you. Quit. Moreover, we think it's our responsibility as tech workers to raise the alarm and to ensure that our technologies are used to make the voices of the oppressed heard and not facilitate their demise. You guys are such... Oh my God, man. They will literally do anything other than their jobs. They will do anything other than the job they were supposed to be doing. This is what these activists fucking do. It's insane. Go to Gaza, bro. Go to Gaza. What's stopping you? Just go. This is why I don't like unions in certain jobs, because the unions are the ones that are protecting these fucking losers that are out here choosing to be activists instead of being developers. You guys are wasting your time. You're boycotting. You're threatening to boycott. Bro, get them the fuck out of here. You guys want to go be activists? Go be activists. Nobody's saying you can't do that. But if you're going to do that while thinking you're going to collect a check from a company, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Go be activists. Nobody's stopping you. But go do that shit for free. Or go find a way to get paid to do it. But you're not going to do it on Microsoft's dime. You're not going to do it on other companies' dime. But unfortunately, with these unions, the unions get weaponized, and then they are actually doing it on Microsoft's dime. But you know what? Microsoft gets what they fucking deserve because they're the ones who went so hard on this nonsense, this DEI nonsense over the last couple of years. They get exactly what they fucking deserve. You guys wanted employees like this. That's what you said. Now you got them, and now they're problematic. Oh, well. Figure it out. All right, let's get into the super chats, and then we gotta do the 3 main topics of the day. But apparently we have hit tier 2, so before we get into the super chats, we gotta play the song. Shout out to you guys for helping us hit tier 2 again for the 114th stream in a row. Jesus Christ, man. Holy shit. Let's call out these beautiful people. But before we do any of that, boys, we got 2 people that went insane that deserve a call out, man. We got Hayden Wayne. Hayden Wayne, bro. Shout out to Hayden Wayne, longtime supporter, fucking legend. Dude, 10 memberships, bro. Shout out to Hayden Wayne for the 10 memberships. I am going to give you the DEI version of Blade right now. He's a little bit short, but he gets the job done. Shout out to Hayden Wayne. Thank you so much, brother, for the 10 membership mega banger. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Fucking insane. And then this fucking guy. So it's been a long, long time since ABF has done a membership banger because normally he's trolling me in super chats. That's normally what it is. But I guess this is ABF's way of being nice. And I love him, man. I love ABF, bro. Shout out to ABF. By the way, ABF, I don't know if you know, but you were trending on Twitter. And I was like, shit, who did you kill now? ABF was trending on Twitter. I'm not kidding. Alec Baldwin's finger was trending. Well, maybe not the finger part, but still, it's all the same. It's all the same. Alec Baldwin's finger, right after Hayden Wayne's 10 membership banger, dropped an absolutely insane, unbelievable 50 membership ultra banger.
This power level is amazing. It's spectacular.
My hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting. I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
Shout out to Alec Baldwin's finger with the 50 membership ultra banger. Absolutely insane, brother. Thank you so much. You didn't have to, but you did. And I appreciate you, man. Shout out to you. And shout out to Hayden Wayne again for the 10. I appreciate it, man. I really do. Thank you, guys. Thank you. You guys are insane. Insane. Thank you. And yes, you were trending on Twitter. Alec Baldwin was trending on Twitter yesterday, from what I saw. All right, let's catch up on all super chats, and then we're going to move on to the 3 main topics, bro. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hold on, where are we at? Let's see. Did I read this? I didn't read this one. Independent Courier with a 2. WSAD versus point and click is unfair. WSAD wins every tournament. I'm just saying. Again, I'm just saying. I'm curious to see what that change will do. That's all I'm gonna say for now. Dragon with a 5, never used, just mouse. I skipped this period of time for computer era flight sims with joystick and keyboard. It does take a little bit to get used to clicking, basically like click and point, all that shit. It takes a little bit to get used to it, for sure. Independent Courier with a 2, Company of Heroes 3, StarCraft 2, WSAD plus PNC equals WSADOP. Shout out to Independent Courier. Clippy, by the way. Dragon turned himself into a Clippy with a dragon. I just realized that. Praxis Fall with a 2. Greedy higher-ups are going to be mad. Aren't they always? Independent Courier with a 2. Unions are fine. This is America. Unions also suck. Everybody has their opinions on it. I can help with that. 189. I see you selected union. Did you mean layoffs? True. Sable Phoenix, another Clippy. So many Clippies. There's so many Clippies. Sable Phoenix with a 5. I did film extra work in college. SAG took union dues out of my minimum wage check. I couldn't say no. Union stifles industry. Look at dock workers. Listen, like I said, there's a lot of opinions on unions, and I think it all depends on the job. I really do. Some jobs I think unions will excel in, absolutely. But other jobs, especially if they're performance-based jobs like sales jobs or even creative jobs, I feel like unions are going to stifle it. GDR with a 5. I don't want hooker unions. I'll be peeved to get a lazy. This fucking dude, man. This dude, GDR. Oh my God. Praxis Fall with a 2. You don't hate Nintendo enough, just like the media. True. Praxis Fall with a 5. Let's talk about the new Pokemon game that has Power World elements in it. The traditional turn-based combat is no longer there. Oh, they don't want to talk about that. I'm sure, Praxis. Or on DFK for 5 months. Heard my baby screaming. Then stubbed my toe when I went running to find it. My toe was in max pain. God damn it, Ron. 2K Gamer with 1 month. I found Bakisoft. They are based in Sweden. Sweden, really? Okay, fair enough. Adam Reveal with a 5, like the Bill Gates butter made from carbon. Yeah, I saw that. And then people like, oh, that sounds amazing. I think I saw one guy's account who, I don't even know why it showed up on my main page, but he's like a bodybuilder. And he's like, I can't wait to eat fake meat when they create fake meat because then we could save all the animals. And I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you? You realize that nature, anyway, I don't want to get into this whole fucking conversation, but I love animals as much as anybody, but nature, like hunting, actually does help some areas from becoming overinfested with certain animals that would otherwise ruin the entire ecosystem if they were to be just way too popular. But anyway, it's fine. Whatever. It is what it is. Independent Courier with a 2. There's people that'll be like a guinea pig for anything, bro. Independent Courier with a 2. Tinfoil hat. Gates has entered the chat. Yeah, I mean, listen, that's what I said earlier. That's also a possibility. It's a possibility for sure. We got Jason Alto with a 5. Chicken microtransaction, $5.99 to dip your tendies. You mean my Xbox tendies? my Master Chief tendies? No, fuck the Dino Nuckies. Give me a Spartan tendy. Sebrew 1138 with a 2. Up next is DEI chicken nuggets, only dark meat. Bro, they should come out. They should come out with a black nugget, like just a straight up black nugget, and put like hashtag BLM on the package. Put like a QR code where you could donate to BLM on the nugget. Like that should just be a thing. It should be a thing. I don't care what anyone says. Bro, even Mr. Rouge is a fucking Clippy. Mr. Rouge is a Clippy. Wait. Bestest, mostest, handsomest is without a shadow of a doubt the Mr. Rouge edition of Clippy. That's crazy, bro. Mr. Rouge is the fucking Clippy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Angmar for 199 says Gates entry into food business. True. Although I feel like he's already had his entry in there. He owns God knows how many farms. He owns so much land. It's crazy. Jason Alator with a 5. 5 more for the Master Chef Ed. Bro, we're going to make it happen. Dragon with a 5. Gates is putting his mole in Tyson to destroy within. Or, I don't know about destroy within, but more so like interject what he wants into it. You know? Praxis with a 2. Brainwash poultry. Just think, Hypno. I know. Backbone EJ8 with the $1. Thank you so much, Backbone EJ8. ABF again with the 50 banger. Thank you again, brother. And Hayden Wayne again with the 10. Thank you, my good man. Legend. Dana with the 5 membership.
My hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting. I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
Flipping the table. Shout out to Dana. Thank you so much for the 5 membership banger. Fantastically, amazingly brilliant with a 5. A father in Iraq gave his daughter a new bag. She said, "Thanks for the bag, Dad." It's painful. Absolutely painful. How does Darth Vader like his toast on the dark side? Painful. So painful. And a Clippy. Yo, Old Man Cad is a fucking Clippy. Old Man Cad is a Sith Clippy. Holy shit. Look at Old Man Cad. He's a Sith Clippy. Holy shit. Wow. That's insane. Old Man Cad with a 5. Why did the website bring a ladder? Because they wanted to reach the top of the search results. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Why don't programmers like nature? Too many bugs. I just realized it's an old man Clippy, too. It's got a... oh, my God. He's an old man Sith Lord. That's crazy. The Goon Room with a 2 says, "My pee burns." Bro, what is this? What is this? Dana with a 5 says, "I bet CCP is finding the collective shout." I bet they are. I bet they are. Shout out to Dana. Thank you so much for the 5. All right, we got a lot on Rumble. Snooty Mims with a membership. Thank you so much, Snooty Mims. Adam Jibba with $1. PayPal has stopped the processing payments in a few currencies. Yep, I read that. I read Anti-Federalist Pain. Snooty Mims with another membership. Deadeye's Lock with $1. When men go do MGTOW, they're peaceful. When entitled women try MGTOW, they turn into Jasmine Crockett, who hit the wall, don't know accountability, or know when to shut up. True. Deadeye's Lock with $1. No. Hey. Goodbye. Chuck the peace sign. Rip YouTube 81325. Obviously, he was trying to sing the song, but I just sped it up a little bit. Anti-Federalist Pain with a 2. We need guilds back. Fuck unions. Unions are always at the heart of leftist murder sprees. Trade guilds are independent, competitive, merit-based, and guarantee skill levels of their members. That'd be amazing. Anti-Federalist Pain gives a membership. Thank you, sir. Democulus with $1. If you think Pelen is bad, then look at Palmon for Android. Oh, bro, that's probably like a Chinese knockoff, guaranteed. Zalosi with $1. Boggysoft is an independent game studio known for creating games with extreme humor and meaningful adventures based in Spain, allegedly. So we got Sweden, and then we got Spain. It's all over the place. Anti-Federalist Pain with $1. All China Federation of Trade Unions, All Union Central Council of Trade Unions, National German Socialist Workers Union, Workers Central Union of Cuba. Are we seeing a trend here? Yes, I see the trend. It doesn't end well. Vindictus Prime with $1. If I remember correctly, Tyson was the one that made a commercial saying something like their chicken is the best because they force all the costs onto the farmers and don't have to pay anything. Did they really? It's fucking crazy. Deadeye's Lock with $1. Blade game has one thing in common with the MCU movie. They both remain unreleased and face development hell. Damn. Thanks for bringing up the fucking MCU film. God, I don't even want to think about it. That was the easiest movie to make. Guaranteed hit. Like, the Blade movie would have hit over $1 billion. If they did it the right way, I'm telling you right now, if they did it the right way, and they did not pull punches, and they showed blood, gore, all that shit, that film would have did $1 billion. Or damn near close to it. That would have been an easy fucking layup. But unfortunately, they're just stupid. I really don't know what else to say. Valkyria Winter for 7 months. Futa and Femboy time. My peep doesn't burn. It's just green. It's insane. That is insane. All right, boys, like the stream. Let's get into the main topics of the evening. We got 3 main topics that we have to go over. And we're going to start off with the Steam one because that's the most important one. And we got to get on that. So let's bring it up. Let's bring it up, and we're going to get into this. We're going to take off the ears for the video. So, again, guys, this is an interesting situation. It's something that has been going on for a little while now, but apparently it is getting much, much worse. There are a lot of people complaining about this, apparently on Reddit. The only reason why I even know about that is because this article talks about that. So I went and checked. Tech Hysteria says, LOL's weak Clippy now. Bro, there's so many Clippies in the chat. This is amazing. Shout out to all the fucking Clippies in the chat, man. And they're all like different kinds of Clippies. It's amazing. Look at this. Look at this. So many Clippies. It's crazy. Steam can't catch a break. Listen, it is all out assault on Steam. Okay? It's all out assault on Steam, in my opinion, because Steam, you know what Steam represents? Like, Steam represents one of the last bastions of true open free gaming for the most part. We're talking about a company that is so big that it dominates an entire platform, and it does it while being private. Isn't that crazy? Like, it is a actual private company. It's not a publicly traded company at all, and it dominates all the other publicly traded companies. It is one of the last bastions of private companies in gaming that is also in a dominating position. So I'm not surprised to see Steam under full-on assault by basically damn near everything imaginable, right? So in any case, let's go over this entire topic and discuss what's going on with Steam and DMCAs and all that stuff. Don't jinx it, bro. It's not even about jinxing it, Megatron. It's just the truth, like what's going on. It's something that as Gabe gets closer and closer to death, these people are like sharks in the water, and they are so desperate to try to gain control over Steam. They're going to do everything they can. They're going to do everything they can, bro. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it and see what's going on here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So apparently Steam is under attack yet again. They are dealing with another situation aside from the whole collective shout, censorship nonsense. They're dealing with a major DMCA issue that is being heavily abused on Steam. A lot of people wanted me to talk about this, and I'm going to talk about it in today's video. So I have a couple of posts here that I want to go over. I have some Reddit screenshots that I want to go over on top of the fact that we're going to read this article as well, detailing what's going on with the DMCA nonsense. So let's cover this. So apparently there is a DMCA abuse on Steam, and it's out of control, and Valve is not fixing it as of right now. Steam Workshop creators and the community are warning Valve about a rampant DMCA abuse as false claims are taking down popular mods across multiple games. Modders say that the current system leaves them powerless to fight back. Now, just FYI, at the end of this video, I'm going to go over a response that Steam has actually given recently regarding this entire situation. They are trying to do something about it, and we're going to go over it. But let's see exactly what happened. A growing number of Steam Workshop creators and community members are calling on Valve to overhaul its DMCA handling process after a string of high-profile takedowns hit popular mods across multiple games. Keep in mind, guys, there are so many platforms that have terrible DMCA policies. I mean, really bad. YouTube is probably most notorious for having some of the worst DMCA policies imaginable. It is always in favor of the claimant. It is never in favor of the one getting targeted, which is why people do false takedowns all the time. But little do they know that now YouTube has the ability for you to internally represent yourself with a lawyer, and you can fight back against a false DMCA claim. And if within a certain amount of time, I believe it's a few days, if within a few days, the person who makes the claim against you doesn't provide proof to YouTube that they are actively suing you, then the video gets put back up and your claim gets removed automatically. This is something that happened to multiple creators. It's also something that happened to me, and I fought it with a lawyer and got it removed immediately. So things like this happen. But there are platforms that are getting a little bit smarter with it. Unfortunately, Steam seems to be a little bit behind. We're tracking this controversy after it flared on Reddit recently. A Reddit user, Destroy God, compiled a post describing how malicious DMCA claims are being used to remove content even after disputes are resolved. The example at the center of discussion comes from the Hearts of Iron 4 modding scene. Two mods, The Fire Rises and Long Rising of Darkness, clash after a team conflict. This led TFR's developers to file a DMCA report against Elrod. While representatives from both sides later reached a settlement, the original claim was never withdrawn. As a result, Elrod was permanently removed from the platform. So this seems to be something that is this is like the originator of all this DMCA nonsense, at least from a grand scale standpoint. But there are others that we're going to go over. It's not just Hearts of Iron 4. More DMCA crossfires allowed, with TFR itself becoming the target later. According to modders, the current workshop system gives disproportionate power to the claimant, which again is exactly what happens with YouTube and other platforms as well. There is way too much power for the person making the claim, and there's not enough that the person who is getting claimed can fight back with. And like I said, YouTube has the whole lawyer thing now, and you could take it to that point if you want to, but most platforms unfortunately don't give you that option. But in any case, once a DMCA file is noticed, Valve notifies the accused creator, who must submit evidence proving their innocence, only for that evidence to be reviewed by the claimant themselves. Which again, what the fuck does it matter? If the claimant is false DMCAing you, then the moment you submit evidence, they're going to look at it, they're going to laugh at it, they're going to spit on it, and then you're going to be denied. And then that's it. There's nothing you could do. If you leave it up to the person who is doing the claiming, then unfortunately there's nothing you can do. If the claimant doesn't retract the report, the content remains down. And after a month, the developer's account faces a risk of suspension, which is very similar, by the way, to the YouTube policy, which after 3 takedowns, you can run the risk of deletion. The post author and several commenters agreed that this system is very ripe for abuse. Even blatant false claims can lead to removals with no penalty for the accuser whatsoever. Also, this is not just a Valve issue. Many platforms handle DMCA disputes in similarly one-sided manner. And that's because these platforms don't want to be held responsible at all. They don't even want to be involved, right? They want nothing to do with it whatsoever. The only one that I've seen get a little bit dirty now is YouTube, but even then they don't really want to get involved if they don't have to. So now this brings us to the Reddit post. So there are multiple different DMCA examples that are being showcased on this thread on Reddit that says Valve needs to take action. The current workshop DMCA system has a serious problem and is now at risk. You got this video game Stellaris, right? UI overhaul dynamic getting DMCA taken down, right? If you scroll down, you even have Wallpaper Engine getting hit with a DMCA notice of copyright infringement. You got Terraria getting hit with a DMCA notice of copyright infringement for Storm Dark UI. You even have Gary's mod for the Prop Hunt Hide and Seek original mod. That got a DMCA notice of copyright takedown. You got Left 4 Dead 2 for the Reanims base Anim mods base. This got DMCA notice of copyright. Then you got Hearts of Iron 4, of course, right? Getting DMCA copyrighted for the Road to 56. You got Victoria 3. Improved automation. Nope. DMCA copyright takedown. Now, here's the update from Steam itself so that you guys don't have to go into full panic mode necessarily, but we do have a slight victory on our hands. regarding this entire situation. So there's an update. We've achieved a preliminary victory. After testing with some Steam users, Valve will now delete non-compliant DMCA reports and suspend the reporter's Steam community access. The reason for the suspension is part of a group of users spamming the DMCA tool with junk complaints. However, many developers have chosen to just actively hide their mods for self-protection, and the aftermath of this incident unfortunately still continues. So Steam is trying to do something about it, but admittedly, it is a little bit harder. But they are starting to ban people that are doing false reports, right? They're starting to ban people that are just fucking with the system to try to make people's lives a living hell. This is not something that YouTube necessarily does, but like I said, with the lawyer thing and the removal of the copyright strike after a few days, they are trying to fight in their own way as well. So it is good to see that Steam's trying to do something. They're not just straight up like taking it, I guess you can say. They are trying to do something for the developers of these mods, but unfortunately, it's not quite there yet. It's going to take some time to get there. And if you are a developer or someone who does mods on the Steam Workshop, I would probably protect myself if I were you for the time being, just until you get a little bit more of a firm update from Steam about what they're going to do about it. Because as you can see from these screenshots, there is a lot of DMCA takedowns that are happening on this platform. It is running extremely rampant. Some of these are extremely popular. We're talking about a Gary's mod that has 366,000 ratings. We're talking about a 5-star mod with over 2,500 comments going, DMCA strike. We even got Terraria, 7,540 ratings, right? 405 comments. These are mods that are extremely popular and people are taking them down. Look at this one, right? Wallpaper, perfect wallpaper from Wallpaper Engine. This has 123,000 ratings, 2,500 comments getting taken down. This one from Stellaris, 21,000 ratings. It's absolutely insane. So hopefully things, change for the better, and they are seemingly trying to, but as of right now, things are just really, really annoying over at Steam. And it's because internally and externally, I should say, Steam is getting targeted for whatever the reason may be. People are trying to make Steam into a living hell. People are trying to make Steam into a censorious platform. And they're doing this because, quite frankly, they know that Steam is one of the last bastions of one of the biggest gaming companies in the world that is still privately owned. It is not publicly traded. It is all handled in-house. And hopefully they can figure out something soon, because it's very clear that a lot of jealous people, a lot of angry people are going after Steam for whatever reason that may be. So you guys can let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about this? Do you think Steam is under attack by outside forces? Do you think that Steam is going to come up with a solution? Whatever it may be, leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you enjoyed it, consider hitting that like and subscribe button for more content just like this. And I will see you guys on the next one. Pretty fucked up situation, bro. Pretty fucked up situation. So again, I'm going to share this in the chat right now. Again, this is the Reddit post that all this is happening. And there's the original post. They did provide the update. I'm going to scroll down. There's so much happening. This isn't a problem with just one game. Nearly every game that supports Workshop is being targeted by malicious DMCA reports. It's crazy, man. Almost every game is being targeted. Almost every single game is being targeted. Yep, I agree. Bro, all we want is to be left alone with our fucking hobbies. I know. Well, to be fair, I mean, there's a lot of miserable people out there. There's a lot of miserable people out there that unfortunately just love making people's lives miserable online. Even if it's something as simple as like a mod on Steam, there are people out there that will false DMCA strike it just so they could stop the mod from spreading on Steam for whatever reason that may be. Sometimes it's literally just to fuck with people. It's literally it, just to fuck with people. No other reason other than that. So it's a really stupid situation, unfortunately. But hopefully Steam can figure out, what they can do to try to make it better for developers that make mods on their platform. Because the Steam Workshop is pretty huge. I don't know if people utilize it here, but again, has any group taken responsibility? No, of course not. Why would they take responsibility? Right? We're not talking about Collective Shout that is trying to get games censored. So of course they're going to take responsibility. We're talking about people that are filing false DMCAs, which is not a good thing to do, but they're filing false DMCAs against content on Steam. They want to remain anonymous. They don't want to be known. They want to be able to continue doing this stuff. They want to be able to continue filing false DMCA claims without any repercussion. So hopefully with the banning process on Steam, this will make things a little bit easier. But if they could just make another Steam account, right? I don't think. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Andrew, exactly. Real life griefers. Yep. Their only purpose in life is to make others suffer. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what it is. All right, so let's catch up on the last couple of super chats. We got Dana with a 5. If this is what they do to Steam, imagine what they would do with mod hosting web pages. Yeah. I'm sure they're gonna target other mod hosting web pages as well. I'm sure. Oh, Old Man Cad with a 2. I liked your idea of Sith Clippy. Bro, he really made a Sith Clippy. Oh my god, bro. He made a Sith Clippy. That's insane. Shout out to Old Man Cad with the Sith Clippy. It's getting very interesting out there with the Clippies, boys. It's getting very interesting. That's insane. Shout out to you, man. All right. Let's get to the next topic. Boys. So we want to talk about Death Clippinator. Yeah. Shout out to Smash JT in the chat. I think I see him. Shout out to Smash. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Bigot Army Smash. Shout out to you, man. Let's get to the next topic. This one has to do, I haven't really talked about this game very much. And before we bring it up, let me see what their numbers are on Steam. Hold on. Because I already know it's bad. I already know it's fucking terrible. Oh my god, this is awful. You wouldn't even believe it if I showed it to you. You wouldn't even believe it if I showed it to you. Oh my god. Well, I'm gonna show it to you now. Let me drink some water. Hold on. I'm gonna show it to you now. Wow. So we're gonna talk about FBC Firebreak. This particular game, how do I even put it? This particular game released and just talk about a bomb. Like if any game deserves to be Concord, it's this game. But they're very stubborn. Remedy likes to go for the long haul. When Remedy releases video games, they go for the long haul to profitability. They don't care how long it takes. Right? It took Alan Wake like a year and a half, almost 2 years to get profitability. And even then, it's barely profitable, right? They'll go the long haul. They don't care. They don't care. Extremely dismal numbers, bro. You have no idea. You have no idea. All right, so let's get into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So today's video is going to be about Remedy's FBC Firebreak. Now, this particular video game, I didn't get to talk about very much when it came out because, to be honest with you, there was just way more important things to talk about at the time. But considering that they're coming out with a Max Payne 1 and 2 remake, I figured I would talk about Remedy's latest failure, that they are choosing to double down, triple down, quadruple down at this point. And when I say failure, I don't just mean by the standard sense. I mean that this game should be Concord. Like, that's how bad this game is performing. But we have a headline here from PC Gamer, and it says, Remedy is unsatisfied by poor sales of FBC Firebreak and a tiny PC player base, but says that despite the rocky launch, we believe we have a solid game to build on. Now, before we talk about this game, I want you guys to understand what they mean by tiny PC player base, because these journalists are never going to just give you the straight up numbers unless it benefits them. Very rarely will they ever do that. When they talk about tiny PC player base, what do you guys think the player base is for this game, FBC Firebreak? If you're watching this video, pause the video, think about the number, comment down below, don't cheat, and think about what number you think this game is at when it comes to Steam. Because what I'm about to show you is going to blow your mind. FBC Firebreak has something less than just a tiny PC player base. I'm not even kidding. FBC Firebreak over on Steam DB hit an all-time concurrent player base of 1,992 players 2 months ago, with a 24-hour peak of 22. There are 10 people playing this game right now as I'm filming this video. There is 10 people playing this game right now. When I say this game should have been concorded, I genuinely mean that this game should have been concorded. There is no reason for this game to remain up The same 10 people are playing each other in this game. It's probably the developers that are playing this game right now. If I had to guess, right? If I had to guess. So we're going to go over this game and see exactly how they plan to save FBC Firebreak from the utter destruction that it's facing right now. The majority of the game's money was made through the deals to put it on Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus rather than copies sold. Yeah, I highly doubt that was anywhere near enough to make the money that they needed to make. Going right back to my first preview of FBC Firebreak, my question has always been the same. Who is this for? Its chaotic, systems-driven co-op action does have impressive qualities and lots of imagination to it, but I never understood where it could possibly fit in the crowded and competitive multiplayer space. You know where it could fit? I'll tell you where it could fit. It could fit in the destruction bin where Concord is at. Concord right now is in the destruction, never to be talked about again bin. I think FBC Firebreak will fit very nicely in that bin. I think Concord is looking for fellow people to join it. I think Suicide Squad joined it, right? I think FBC Firebreak can go over there. But unfortunately, since then, my fears for the game have been confirmed. After a rocky launch, woeful Steam concurrent numbers, and some very damning stats about player drop-off rates, FBC Firebreak seems to be dead in the water, at least on PC. It's dead in the water everywhere. Like, let's stop pretending like this is a whole, oh, but what about the console numbers? This game is dead everywhere. Everybody knows it. If it wasn't, they wouldn't be panicking like they are now. On consoles, there seemed to be a bit more interest. Remedy recently touted hitting 1 million players engaged, a number certainly not reached primarily on PC. But the other part of that equation is that Firebreak is available on both Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. A higher volumes of players on Xbox and PlayStation hardware doesn't indicate good sales or even folks sticking with the game, but simply a lot of people trying out something already included in their subscription. I wish these journalists would have this mindset when talking about other games that are on Game Pass that were failures, because they would have you believe that being on Game Pass and PlayStation Plus makes you an automatic win. And that's not the case at all. These developers are selling their games for the lowest amount possible to be on Game Pass, hoping that it will bring in a good amount of players. Considering this is essentially a service game or a multiplayer game, they would benefit from a lot more players. So naturally, that's the idea, and I get that. But this game is a failure right off the jump. It's not even funny, man. Remedy's latest investor report seems to confirm that analysis. It states that the majority of the players were Xbox and PlayStation 5 users, and that thus far, Firebreak's commercial performance has largely been driven by Xbox and PlayStation subscription service agreements. So again, all of this is from free players, right? It doesn't matter how many free players you have, my guy. If you're not selling copies of your game, you're not doing well. Right? If this was a free-to-play game in general, that would be something different. But considering the destruction on PC, ain't nobody wanting to support this fucking game. In terms of actual sales, Remedy is unsatisfied and says that the game underperformed on Steam, the platform they expected to sell the majority of their copies on. It's fairly frank about the problems behind that, saying that the game's initial onboarding experience and mission structure resulted in high early player drop-offs and an influx of negative reviews. And if we go to the Firebreak page, you're going to realize that 66% of the reviews are actually positive. Ironically, right? 66% of the reviews are actually positive. The rest are negative, but there's only 1,000 reviews. Barely anybody bought this game. These motherfuckers had the audacity to want to charge you $40. It's the same thing that Concord tried to do. They tried to charge you $40. They want to charge you a premium to join a free-to-play section of the gaming market. Most of the video games that they're competing against are going to be free to play, most of them. And you're here charging $40 and you're thinking that you're going to be the one that people are going to choose when there's other games that are free that they're going to absolutely choose over you. There's no reason to think that you were ever going to actually win in this entire scenario. And it's literally the same thing that Concord did. Concord tried to charge a fee for joining their exclusive game, and the game is so exclusive that nobody could play it anymore because it's dead, right? It's fucking dead. So anyway, it goes on, however, to say that the reception is improving over time. To who? As the game is updated, and that despite the rocky launch, we believe we have a solid game to build on. Pointing to a major update in September, it's optimistic about the game's future. I got to be honest with you. At least I can say that they're sticking it out, and they're not trying to kill the game off immediately. But after a certain point, you got to admit, bro, you should probably kill this game off. right? I understand you might be stubborn. I get it. You're going to think you're going to hit profitability. I understand. But Firebreak is at 10 players on Steam right now. It's the same 10 players right now that are playing against each other in this game. Why are we even deciding to keep this game alive at this point? You probably should make this game free to play. You should refund everybody who bought this game on PC, make it free to play, just like it is on Xbox Game Pass and also on PlayStation, and see if that helps your player base explode after you update the game. Otherwise, bro, if you're hoping that this game manages to somehow sell copies, you're going to have to put this thing on mega sale. And you know what's crazy? They've never put the game on sale. Even after the massive failure of this game, 2 months later, they have never put the game on sale. It is still $39.99 full retail price. And they're over here scratching their heads. Why won't anybody play our game? Why doesn't anybody go check out our $40 game when they have other games that are free to play that they could check out for free and not have to pay a single dime unless they want to? You guys stand no chance whatsoever. What the hell is wrong with you? You guys are absolute morons. It is possible that retention has been better on consoles. I doubt it. And word of mouth could spread from there. Oh, it did. Just not in the way that you wanted it. But I suspect if that were the case, Remedy would have been shouting about it. Far more likely is that most of those subscription service players with no investment in Firebreak itself and new games to try every week dropped off all the harder than PC players. I agree. But even at that point, I don't think the console is going to save this game. I think at this point, they need to shut down the game. Just like what's happening with Splitgate, they need to shut down the game, go back to the basics, and see if they can bring this to life. Otherwise, this game needs to go the way of the dodo bird and just accept that you guys, unfortunately, you missed the mark. Everybody likes, well, I won't say everybody, but I like the Control universe. I like the Control video games. And I know that FBC Firebreak is based off of the Control universe. And to see you guys destroy that universe's reputation with this trash game is probably more hurtful than anything in terms of reputation when it comes to a game. So you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. What is going on with this game? What's holding it back? Did you play this game? And if you did, what is it that's holding back this particular video game? And let me know whatever that may be in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, consider hitting that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys on the next one. This game's fucking cooked, bro. Unlike Concord, there is hope for this game. They have a foundation to work off and build something better. Concord didn't even have that. I don't know about that, bro. I really don't know about that, because the foundation of the game might be okay, but you're still trying to charge a $40 premium. You're trying to charge a $40 premium when everybody else almost is being free to play. That it doesn't matter how good your game is. You're trying to charge that $40 premium. I don't know. Only some games could get away with that. Not many games could get away with that. Helldivers charged a premium, right? Helldivers was able to charge a premium, but that's because the word of mouth was so good for Helldivers that eventually is sold like crazy. This game doesn't have the word of mouth to do that. This game does not have it. So at this point, you have to unfortunately go free to play. That's really it, in my opinion. But I guess we'll see. We shall see. We got rated. Shout out to nobody. I think nobody rated us. Shout out to nobody. I see the raid over on Rumble. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, nobody, for rating the stream. We're gonna get into the last topic. Super chats really quick. 2K Gamer with 989. Apologies, I mixed up Boggysoft with Boogiesoft. Boggysoft's location is not listed. I did find out that Palan isn't the first game they ripped off, though. They ripped off the game Repo also. I am not surprised. I am not surprised at all. Once you see a company do rip-offs like that, usually that means they've done others. So I'm not surprised by that. Shout out to 2K Gamer. Thank you for the $9.99. Dana with a 2. I'll take Warframe over this shit any day. Yeah, and guess what? Warframe is free. Free to play. So I'm not surprised you would take Warframe over that. You know? Let me check Rumble. I don't think anything came by on Rumble. Let me just make sure. No, nothing came on Rumble. All right, shout out to Rumble. I appreciate it. Let's get to the last topic of the evening. And this is going to be about Krafton. Let's discuss Krafton and what's going on with that. Scroll down here. We got an update on Krafton. They are, let's just say they are, how do I put this? Firing on all cylinders against the former developers. Praxis Fall with a 5. Helldivers 2 has an end-of-life plan, so people can play Helldivers 2 after it goes away. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad that they have that, because it would fucking suck if that kind of game went away for the people that enjoy playing it. I'm sure it wouldn't be the same as when it was supported by the developers, but at least they have something versus nothing, if that makes sense, you know? So we shall see. We shall see what happens with that. All right, let's get into, let's see. We at Krafton, man. Now, we haven't had an update. We haven't had an update into Krafton for a while. If you guys remember, the last time we left off was the announcement that the original leadership over at Unknown Worlds, they got fired by Krafton, was going to be doing a lawsuit. And the lawsuit hit immediately, right? So it looks like the drama's continuing now, because after the lawsuit has officially been filed, and you could check this, it's public record. After the lawsuit has officially been filed, now we got even more shit coming out, where Krafton is essentially trying to talk down about the original owners, the original developers, all that stuff. So let's cover this. Let's talk about this as the last topic of the evening, last main topic anyway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we have ourselves an update to the Krafton Unknown Worlds lawsuit situation that we talked about not even that long ago. It was almost like there was news about Krafton and Unknown Worlds coming out almost every single day. And then it kind of went quiet after the lawsuit became official, and it's public record. You could go check it out. I've done a video on it. I've linked it before. You could go check it out. But Unknown Worlds has, officially filed a lawsuit against Krafton, but now Krafton is firing back against Unknown Worlds and saying that Subnautica 2 was going to be at risk of causing irreversible harm to the entire franchise, like Kerbal Space Program 2. So they're trying to claim that if the game were to have come out under the leadership that used to be there, that the game would have been so bad that it would have been irreversible harm to the entire franchise. That's a pretty big statement to make, in my opinion. So I'm very curious to see what they're going to say. Krafton says that the former heads of Unknown Worlds were fired with cause to keep them from permanently damaging Unknown Worlds' most valuable IP. They have officially filed a response to the lawsuit brought against it by the former heads of Subnautica Studio Unknown Worlds, accusing them of almost immediately abandoning their responsibilities following Krafton's acquisition of the studio, despite repeated efforts to keep them on board. The publisher is requesting an outright dismissal of the lawsuit filed against it, with all the claims for relief, along with legal fees and other costs as well. The dispute between Krafton and the former leadership of Unknown Worlds co-founders Charlie Cleveland and Max McGuire and studio CEO Ted Gill came to public light in July, when the trio were dismissed, but Krafton's filing points to problems going back to almost the very beginning. Cleveland, McGuire, and Gill were presented to Krafton as the visionaries behind Unknown World's success and the key to its future. It says, and so Krafton put a lot of money into keeping them around. $500 million to buy the studio, plus up to $250 million more if they led to the successful development of Subnautica 2 and other games, and hit an ambitious revenue target in 4 consecutive quarters before June of 2026. Now, we've covered all of this extensively. We've covered the $500 million buyout of the studio. We've covered the $250 million bonus to the 3 main developers that were fired. We've covered all of this stuff. And there's been a lot of back and forth between what the developers are saying, what Krafton is saying, what the community thinks of it. I think ultimately at the end of the day, the people that are really losing here is the community of Subnautica, because their game is in turmoil, because now Krafton and Unknown Worlds are in a fucking lawsuit. And it's just one massive mess. I think that's really what's going to affect, this game the most. But in any case, that payout is the crux of the beef. The former Unknown World bosses accused Krafton of delaying Subnautica 2 in order to avoid the payout. But Krafton says that the game simply wasn't ready for release, even in early access. in large part because the studio heads let their attention wander to other things following their big paydays. Krafton went deeper into those claims in today's filing. Oh boy, it's about to get interesting. So it says, having sold the company, Cleveland and McGuire, who pocketed almost $200 million apiece from the sale, and Gill, who received $60 million, quickly lost interest in development of Subnautica 2. Well, I can kind of believe that. This is the reason why there are really not that many creator contracts. Do you guys realize that creator contracts are just almost non-existent now? Kind of like how Kick, remember how Kick used to give big creator contracts to big people who were streaming exclusively there? They don't really do that anymore, right? A lot of companies don't really do that anymore. And that's because they realize that what you're giving them is not a contract. What you're giving them is a retirement plan. That's what you're giving them. You're promising them $100 million to stream on your platform exclusively for like a couple of years. You just retired them. You gave them a massive payday, and they're not going to try nowhere near as hard. Do you think a streamer is going to try anywhere near as hard after receiving $100 million, $200 million payday? Of course not. Probably the same thing here with the developers. After getting $200 million a piece, you think they're going to try anywhere near as hard? Probably not, right? But in any case, Krafton's former response to the lawyer states that Cleveland and McGuire abandoned their roles as studio-wide game director and technical director to focus on their personal projects and quit making games for Unknown Worlds entirely. And Gill, who remained, focused on leveraging his operational control to maximize the earn-out payment rather than develop a successful game. So again, their entire nonsense, their entire thing has just completely been thrown to the side, all because they made a massive payday, right? So by July, this is a pretty good response so far by Krafton, as much as I hate to admit it. By July of 2023, Cleveland and McGuire's absence at Unknown Worlds had begun to impact the Subnautica 2 development team. The development director at Unknown Worlds told Gill that folks think Max and Charlie are checked out as studio heads and are confused as to why. In reality, Cleveland had abandoned video games to pursue filmmaking, a process he documented publicly on his website and social media. That's not good. That's not good, because that's going to lead evidence to Krafton's claims. If he documented anything other than Subnautica 2 development, that's going to lead evidence to their claims. For his part, McGuire started that working on initiatives that fall outside of the company's main development activities, stating that his priority was to try something that feels personally meaningful to me. Gill remained as Unknown Worlds president and CEO, but without the original creators, Subnautica 2 suffered serial developmental delays under his watch. Then Krafton claims that problems with Subnautica 2 came to light in an internal assessment in March of 2024. But rather than getting down to work, studio leadership blamed others and overhauled the team. You know what's interesting? What's interesting for me is that I wonder what the team thinks, right? Nobody's heard anything from the team. Nobody's heard anything from the people that are working on the game every day. Nobody's heard a single thing. I don't think any of them have spoken out. They probably can't because of the lawsuit. So I wonder who they think is right in this situation. Because according to Krafton, the team was thinking that these leaders were checked out. They were thinking that the leaders were not there in their best favor. So I wonder who they really think is right in this situation. But I guess we're never going to get the answer so long as the lawsuit is going on. But again, Krafton claims that the problems, they came to light in 2024 in March, and apparently the leadership blamed others and overhauled the entire team and continued to reduce the scope of the game as the release continued to be delayed. By the spring of 25, Krafton felt the game was still far from ready for early access. The suit said CEO Chang Han Kim worried that Subnautica 2 would end up like Kerbal Space Program 2, causing irreversible harm to the entire IP franchise. As Unknown World's sole stockholder, Krafton had invested $500 million in the success of not only Subnautica 2, but also Subnautica 3 and Subnautica 4 and any other future Subnautica franchise product. The filing states, to prevent the key employees from permanently damaging Unknown World's most valuable IP, the company itself and its goodwill with its fans, and following conduct by the key employees that plainly gave rise to termination for cause, Krafton terminated the key employees consistent with the terms of both their employment agreements and the EPA. The bulk of the response is a line-by-line answer to the lawsuit filed by the former Unknown Worlds bosses, which gets into painfully tedious detail, regardless of very first sentence in the very first paragraph of the lawsuit. For instance, Krafton acknowledges acquiring Unknown World, but denies the claim that the studio was wildly successful. It all very loyally, but in other words, but the net result is a legally comprehensive reinstating of the defense Krafton has put up all along. Subnautica 2 is not ready for the light of day, and the former Unknown World's bosses were willing to put it out anyway, just to collect a paycheck. So, again, this entire thing, I don't know which way to go. I got to be honest with you. This whole thing here really does kind of push more towards Krafton and what they're saying. I'm not going to say that the company is absolvent of any wrongdoing, because at the end of the day, they're a studio. I don't trust them, as far as I could throw them. But I do think that this does not look good, especially if that one of those developers really did document how he was focused on other things other than Subnautica 2, right? If he was focused on filmmaking, if he was focused on any of that stuff, and he was doing that while working on Subnautica 2, that's really not going to be a good look, right? That's not going to be a good look at all. So we're going to see what happens, because now we got official filings from both sides. This is part of their official filing in the lawsuit. So this is their response to the first filing from Unknown Worlds. We shall see what's going to happen from here. So you guys can let me know in the comments down below, what is going on here? Who do you believe is in the right? Now that you've heard Krafton's response, do you think they're in the right? Do you think that the original developers were checked out? Or do you think that the OG developers were right and that Krafton was just trying to be sly with the money? Whatever it may be, leave a thought in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you enjoyed it, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. And I will see you guys on the next one. This is a crazy update, bro. Crazy update. I'm actually surprised to see this moving so quickly. I guess not everything is like Smash JT's lawsuit that's taking forever because they want to delay. But it's interesting to see this move very quickly, which means that these guys are very serious. Like the Unknown World developers are very serious. Krafton's very serious, and they already moved to dismiss. That's how fast this is going. They already moved to dismiss. So we shall see what happens. We shall see what happens. Krafton's being crafty? Maybe. Honestly, I don't know who to believe at this point. Vindictus Prime with $1. You know what I hate when I look at these tags of video games? Female protagonist is not a game mechanic. If that's the first thing I see, the game is the last thing I'm buying. Yeah, to be honest with you, Steam's tagging system, I think it's a little bit ridiculous. The amount of tags they allow you to do, some of them make no fucking sense, right? But like you said, female protagonist, who the fuck? I don't know. It's just so weird. It's so weird. But shout out to you, Vindictus. Thank you so much for the $1. The ears are back on. All right, boys. That was the last topic of the day. Guys, thank you so much for watching the content. If you are not going to join us for the insane waifu battle that's about to take place with a brand new waifu, no more used up waifus. We're using a brand new waifu today. If you're not joining us, then consider joining us tomorrow, Hypnocast 9 p.m. as always, and join us for the finale of Mafia: The Old Country tomorrow on Grifcast, 5 p.m. Eastern. Do not miss that, because the game story is insane. So if you've been joining us for that, please make sure to consider joining us again, 5 p.m. Eastern. Drop over there. It would be awesome. It would be awesome. All right, boys. Shout out to all the clippies in the chat. We got a lot of clippies in the chat. But it is time to go into the waifu battle and close out the stream. Let's have some fun. Let's go. Let's do it. All right, boys. Waifu battle is here. Now, if you guys have missed the last couple of waifu battles, needless to say, Urza has been on quite a fucking winning streak. She even yesterday, although Wonder Woman put up a fight, Urza did in fact dominate Wonder Woman. And she is still the waifu battle champion. But today, we're going to bring out a brand new waifu to see if she stands any chance against Urza. So rule number 1, all super chats during the waifu battle can and will count towards a particular waifu. But the only way that is going to count is if you put the name of the waifu in the super chat first. You got to put the name first. If you do not put the name of the waifu in the super chat first, then it will not count. It does not matter how big they are. If you super chat after the fact and you put the name of the waifu, you forgot to put the first time first, then I will make it count. Rule number 2, you can vote for any waifu regardless of who's on the screen. It doesn't matter. You can vote for the champion, who is Urza, or you can vote for the challenger, who you're about to find out. It doesn't matter who's on screen at the time. Last but not least, after the second waifu comes off screen, I'm going to do a 30-second countdown. GDR, I said new waifu, bro. New waifu. After that 30-second countdown, no more super chats are going to count. It doesn't matter how big they are. The last super chat that shows up on my screen is going to be the one that counts. So please, if you're going to vote, vote early and vote hard, ladies and gentlemen. Do we understand the rules of the OG Waifu Battle? That's right. I said it. OG Waifu Battle. And of course, we don't understand the fucking rules because we never do. All right, guys, listen. Today's waifu was recommended, of course, as they always are. And this is a brand new waifu. This is a brand new waifu. No used up waifus today. All right. This particular waifu, I don't really know that much about, to be honest with you. But I think she looks pretty cool. She looks pretty cool. And if GDR wants Freerin, then maybe he would be interested in this waifu, considering they both have gray hair. No, it's not Clippy. It's not Clippy. It's not Clippy. All right, boys. The challenger that's going to go up against Urza is going to be none other than the one and the only gold ship from Uma Musume. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be none other than Gold Ship, or is it going to be Urza, the fiery redhead? I'm gonna put the names on the bottom because I forgot to do that yesterday. I forgot to do that yesterday. I forgot to put the names on the bottom. Whoops. Anyway, Urza versus Gold Ship. Let's go. GDR says, I want my flat princess. Come on, bro. Come on. Come on, bro. Vote for a new waifu. Vote for a new waifu. I know, I forgot the names on the bottom. I know. It's okay. They're here now. They're here now. They're here now. Shout out. Yeah, I know I had the caps lock button on. It's okay. Whoops. It's all good. It's all good. Wow, you guys guessed it. That was pretty good. Panda Nautic for a 2 says Panda. Of course, that's the first one. Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course. Ali Kusanagi with a 2 says Urza. Shout out. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Mervoth for a 5 says Urza. Yes to redhead. No to horse girls. Oh my god. Well, we're not using. Well, anyway, I'm not even gonna say it. It's not even worth it. Mervoth, thank you for the 5, brother. I appreciate that. Praxis Falls with a 10 says Urza. Would have preferred Grass Wonder. I can help with that. With 189 says Gold Ship. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're back and forth, back and forth, back and forth right now. Chaotic Holy says Smash JT hit tier 1 in 3 minutes. Nice. Smash just hit 505 minutes of stream. Are you biggest going to stand for that and let Hypnotic get felted by a non-gamer? I mean, we're past that, number 1. And number 2, again, it's not about the money. It's about having fun. So it's all good, man. It's all good. I appreciate you, Chaotic Holy. Thank you for letting me know where Smash is at. It's about time, though. It's about time he stopped struggle busing. It's about time he stopped struggle busing. You're trying to get me more money, silly? That's okay. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's all right. BioT119 with a 5. Urza, sorry, Gold Chip. I am not a brony. Listen, I know nothing about this waifu. All I know, it was recommended. She has a legal age variant, and I'm just gonna say that's the version I'm using. And that's it. That's it. The waifu battle is, the rest is up to the waifu battle. Anti-Federalist paying with a 5. Urza, what the fuck is the other girl? Was this chick the offspring of a Mexican donkey show? A Mexican fucking donkey show. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, bro. That's insane. That's insane, bro. A Mexican donkey show. That is literally like crazy. All right. Anyway, it's time to bring out the challenger, who is none other than Urza. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start the clock and let's see who is gonna win. Is it gonna be Urza, or is it gonna be the Mexican donkey show? Gold chip. Oh shit. Oh shit. That's hilarious, bro. Mexican donkey show. God damn. Oh man. A lot of people fighting for Urza. There's 1 or 2 people trying to get gold chip. What's up, John Bon Zombie? How you doing, bro? Yes, that is true, Kagwana. Gold chip doesn't get enough. She will be banned for the entirety of the waifu battle, unfortunately. So we'll see who wins. We'll see who wins. Although it looks like it's going to be Urza if things continue the way they are. We shall see. We shall see. Praxis falls with a $20 banger, says Urza. Are you pulling these from DA? I'm getting them from Discord. Whatever you guys put in Discord, I will utilize as long as they're YouTube safe, which means they're covered up. Obviously, they gotta be covered up. She needs to show more skin. That's exactly what she doesn't need to do. She doesn't need to show more skin. Did all the money go to Wonder Woman? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe. Oh! Oh! Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, this just became a fight. This just became an insane fight. Gold chip is now in the lead because Final Twin came in with an insane 99.99 Ultra Red Boy Mega Banger. God damn, bro. Holy shit, it's a fight. Thank you, Final Twin. Holy shit. Dragon with a 5. Urza, gold ship who? Ship is sinking. I don't know about that. Praxis falls with a 50, says Urza. Hello there, 100. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, bro. We got ourselves a counter. This makes the battle very, very, very close right now. The battle's very close right now. This just got very interesting. Yes, this just got very interesting. I agree. Holy crap. What is about to happen to this countdown? I have no idea. Legitimately no idea. Oh man, this is gonna be crazy right now. Bro, that was insane. Oh, Dragon! Dragon just dropped 49. Says Urza. No, bruh. Oh my god. Oh! Praxis falls again. What a 50 says Urza. Let me move this thing along. Oh my God. They're teaming up against Final Twin, bro. Holy shit. All right, final countdown. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And that is it. The last super chat that is going to count is Final Twin. Again, with a 99.99 for gold ship. Oh my God, bro. I don't know who won. I legitimately don't know who won. Holy shit. Dude, Final Twin decided to fight this shit all on his own. Holy shit, man. Praxis falls for a 20. Urza, I know they threw money. Yes, they did, but your super chat didn't count. Holy shit. And then GDR with a 5 says, I don't vote for chicks that slob on horse sticks. Wow, bro. Wow. Thank you, GDR. And thank you, Praxis Falls. And thank you again, Final Twin. Mods, count it up in the meantime. You already know what we're going to do. Shout out to you guys, man. What a legendary, insane waifu battle. Feed the ducks. Feed the ducks. Feed the eagles over on Rumble. God damn, bro. Praxis came out fighting. Dragon came out fighting. Dude, Final Twin came out swinging. Holy shit. I don't know who won this. I don't know who won this, bro. I legit do not know who won this. I might have to put the belt on the other one just in case. Let me do that really quick. Dude, this has to be close. Accounting for conversion and everything, it has to be close, bro. It has to be close. Who was fighting? Urza and Gold Ship. Urza and Gold Ship. That was almost as good as the Masato match. Yes. Yes, it was. And that shit ended with like barely a difference. We've had waifu battles end with like what do you call it? With like less than $1 difference. Oh, the numbers are in. The numbers are in. The numbers are in. Oh!
Holy shit! Shit!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh! Oh shit! Oh shit! That's insane, bro. That is like legitimately insane. Oh my god, dude. Less than bro, what? Less than $2? damn. Oh man. Is that the closest ever? I don't think it's the closest ever. We've had one, I think, closer than that. We've had one with like 60 cents. All right, well, this is what it is, man. This is what it is. Hey, you know what? All you guys on either side, you know who you need to blame? I'm gonna tell you who you need to blame. Where's he at? Where's this motherfucker at? Hold on. Right here. He's pointing to himself right now. You need to blame this man. This man put a $2 banger out there, and he trolled, and it could have went to someone to determine the win. That's it. Blame the panda. Go after the go after the panda. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is it. Let's bring the numbers back up. Holy shit, boys. This is insane. I cannot believe it's this close. All right, gold ship. Well, actually, let's start with Urza. Urza at $200.31 against Gold Ship with $201.97, which means the winner and the new Waifu Battle champion is none other than the one and the only Gold Ship, ladies and gentlemen. That is insane. There's going to be a lot of coping and seething with this one. I already know. So let's do it. Let's do it one more time. Bro, this is absolutely hilarious, bro. This whole thing is hilarious to me. And like the picture is perfect because she's literally running away and it looks like she stole the belt. It looks like she literally stole the belt and she's running away. So for the people who are coping, I know there's a lot of coping and seething right now. This is for you.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
And that is going to be it for the Waifu Battle. Gold Ship is going to go backstage and she will face off against another waifu tomorrow, Hypnocast, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the OG Waifu Battle, ladies and gentlemen. Never forget it. Never forget it. All right, boys, listen. We are fully caught up everywhere. Braxis falls for a 2, seething for that $1. Bro, $1. Oh, man. You never know. Like I said, man, the Waifu Battle, sometimes that happens, and it's fucking insane when it happens. But anyway, it's all good, Praxis. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Good fighting, man. Good fighting. Join me tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and obviously on Griffcast, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be finishing Mafia, The Old Country. This is assuming that YouTube hasn't fucked over every viewer and tried to get your ID tomorrow or something like that. Or content creators for that point, you know, because we're going to talk about it tomorrow. We're going to see exactly the shenanigans that happens with the AI verification tomorrow. So keep your eyes for that. It's supposedly going to be happening in like 20-ish minutes, give or take. So we shall see. Love you guys so much. Thank you, everybody, for liking the stream, commenting, spamming the chat, super chatting, gifting memberships, everything. I appreciate you. And shout out to the Hypno Mods for doing what you do every single day. I appreciate you as well. If YouTube fucks with you and tries to do AI verification and you don't want to do it, I also stream on Rumble. So you can go support me there if you want to. I would greatly appreciate it. This is why I multi-stream. I multi-stream for a reason. Because the platforms, man, they're just retarded. What can I say? Dragon with a 2 brush. She is Eddie Guerreroing away. Oh, my God. That's insane. Thank you guys seriously so much. And shout out to the Hypno Mods for doing what they do every single day. I appreciate you, but I am out. I am done. I am gone. And I will see you guys on the next one. Stay for the raid. Stay to the end for the raid. Until then, go be bigots and go be gooners. Bye.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you get.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Her dog or her cat was named Vagina. Vagina. Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Suck it in, Jones. Put a ticket in, make her lady gay. Fuck baby gay, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in it we eat and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day California shit! Cause that's all we fucking know! Cause we're boring! We're so fucking Twitter hole! Twitter hole! Get it right!
At the touch of the black man, I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life. I bring life.